Greetings, comrades. Welcome to All Power to the People podcast on Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself Internet Radio via the Huddle Team app. We meet every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We discuss local, national, and global events that impact the material conditions of the people and provide viable solutions. We are here to find those tired of the way their lives are socially constructed. As Panthers, we use dialectic materialism. As Dr. Huey P. Newton stated, power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. From combating the housing crisis to police patrols, we are the vanguard in place to serve our communities. The purpose of this program is to highlight contradictions in the electoral process, which Western culture calls politics. Politics is the struggle for resources. Participating in America's electoral process has only taken resources from the people and handed it to the oligarchs and the professional managerial class that serve them by maintaining the status quo through coercion. We know that power lies with the people, and it is our duty to organize and educate the community so that they can fight for their own liberation. So please, join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. You can join by downloading the Huddle Team app, join online, or call in. The app and joining online is free, but if you call in, standard messaging rates may apply. Links to the show will be provided in the caption. This is General Secretary Patience of the new Afrikan Black Panther Party, NAB-PP North. All power to the people.
Classroom to give somebody some higher experience in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Without restrictions, because like I said, we all about selfless acts of love. We're not trying to disrupt nothing, we're just trying to create something. So we can get that. And just what we don't know, let us know. You feel me? Like, if it's a slumlord that's trying to get a contract, I know you might have to fuck with him, but let us know how he moving, so we can tell people don't fuck with him. You know, like, you need the inside job. You know what I'm saying?
So that point, if he were to go put up the nets or anything himself, is there any recourse that he needs to be prepared for? If you were
Not really. I mean, one of our
just them taking it down. You gonna give me the face of the property charge, putting up basketball hoops. Let me sign out, give me my ticket. Shit over with. I'm gonna plead guilty.
Hey, yo, I'm here with Frank and Subi. Hey. Frank and Subi gonna be heading our Panther organization out here in DR. You wanna see what Frank been up to? Frank been working with children for over 30-something years. Huh? Hola. Frank been working with children for over 30 years. Yo, look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this. Yo, children are our future. Hola, señor. Yo, children are our future. I mean, everything we do, our focus is mainly on the children, organizing and working with the children. Look at this, man. It's like a gold mine. It's a gold mine for the future. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, came out to DR, started telling them about the Pantherism, telling them what we do. So now our duty is to provide the resources while we're teaching them what Pantherism is about.
¿Quién sabe qué
What position y'all play? Pitcher? Everybody pitcher? Outfield? Center field, left field, right field? Left field? Pitcher? Second base? Who's the best out there?
¿Cuál es el mejor aquí? El mejor. Sí. They're all the best.
Everybody the best? Everybody the best?
You want to know if like those 1 year or
The whole field.
de todos?
Who's the best pitcher?
¿Cuál es el mejor pitcher de todos? Oh, yeah, from them. That's it.
Over there? That's what's up, man. That's what's up. What's his favorite? What's his best
Nah,
pitch?
I am.
What's his best pitch?
He's the best pitch.
What's his best pitch? What's his best pitch? Fastball, curveball. What's his best pitch? Curveball? You throw Cuba? See? What time you throw? Yeah. How old are you?
¿Cuántos años tiene? Oh, 16.
16?
Yeah.
16? I asked him if I can give them some clothes out the car.
Oh,
I said they want to get some clothes out the car.
él quiere saber si usted quiere alguna ropa.
That's what they want.
He said, if you want.
Let's go.
Go, man. We go African for his son. Yo, don't do it. Africa, you do too guys, bro.
Oh, anybody want to sneak it?
¿Quién quiere sostener?
Anybody want to sneak it? Take it. Yeah, take the sneakers. Take it. Anything. You welcome. Look in here. Look. How we gonna pass it out? Yeah, you pass the clothes out. You pass.
No, I don't pass.
So how I do it? So they just take it. So I did. Yeah, take. Just take. Just grab. Just take. Take something. Look in the bag. Get your phone.
It's my song.
What's your son?
You play.
Get some from. Get some. Let me see. Hold it out, Fabi. Mira. Hold it out. Let me see. Yeah. Hold up. You got it? You like it? There we go.
Wait, take you.
You're welcome. What's your name?
My name is Pranya.
What position you play?
Like this.
Oh, pitcher. You're the pitcher. You're a pitcher. Your children out here?
No. I'm
No.
just watching.
Oh, you just watching? You just watching too?
Like
My name Afrika. Africa. Yeah, the continent. Yeah, continent. Hold up. Huh? Yeah. I'll come every year. I'll bring more stuff. I'll come. I'll bring everything every year. Yeah, we just started. We're coming with the organization. The organization,
New African Black Panther
Party. So the Black Panther Party. So look, no politician, no rich person will take care of us. The only people that are going to take care of us is us. If we understand, understand that all we need to do is take care of each other, we're going to be good. Yeah. So you notice how all the companies, all the stores is owned by the gringos, Canada, Switzerland. We need to own it. We need to own everything so soon. You need to own stuff in Susua. You need to own Bailey's. You need to own Roomba. Yeah, we need to own all of that shit. Not nobody else. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But that's why I'm here. Everything we do is free. Everything is free. You don't pay. Yeah, you don't pay for nothing. I mean, this is my guy here. This is my guy, Subi. You know Subi? Yeah, this is my guy. He helped me out down here. I've been with this company for about 7 years, but it's been here since 1969. I'm the leader of the company. I'm the leader now of the organization. Yeah. So we come down. He's gonna be down here working down here in the organization for me. Yeah, he's gonna be here working here.
Also, do you visit Puerto Plata?
Yeah, I work Puerto Plata everywhere. I go everywhere. I stayed in.
I'm from Puerto Plata.
So you want to help me do this in Puerto Plata? I'm about to cut off the camera and I'm about to take your number. We're going to do the same thing. You know, the person that run the baseball, he helping me too.
I live next to baseball.
Man, what's your name, man? Tell them your name, man.
My name is Brian. I'm teacher of natural science.
Natural science?
Natural science.
Oh my God, I'm hitting a home run everywhere I go, man. Bobby, mira. Good? You good? There we go. Biology? My God.
All power to the people. All power to the people.
Hey, all power to the people. All power to the people. Welcome to All Power to the People on Grown Folks Talk and Express Yourself. I hope everybody's doing good, man. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope y'all having a good Sunday. We're here to talk, try to see if we can get you to join us in the fight for the liberation of our people. I mean, that's the only reason why we're here. We're not here to sell you nothing. We're not here to get you to support nobody, do this, do. Nah, we're not here for subs, if you know what subs are. We're here to find people that are interested in changing the material conditions in our community, changing the way life works in our community, our reality, not what they say in the media, not what the politicians say, but how life really is. People that are interested in doing that work. Those are the people that we're here to find. We cast that wide net and try to find those people to continue the legacy, to continue carrying the baton. All over the news, I don't know if you've seen it, but all over the news, in the media, in politics, one of the hot topics right now is what's going on in Philadelphia, where the union is striking, I think since 1986. But they're striking. They're striking because they're saying they're not getting paid out in Philly. So we went out there. We took a trip out there to go see what was going on, to investigate. And then we finished reading the Red Book. So we said, we was thinking about what book we was going to read next. Like we couldn't make our mind up. When we went to Philly, and I saw what was going on, I was like, yo, the Philadelphia Negro will be perfect. Because everything we're going through right now, everything that we're dealing with right now, nothing has changed. You go back 100, 200 years ago, it's by and large basically the same conditions. And you're going to see after we listen to a little bit of it. And today we're only going to listen to what are we listening to, General Secretary? What is it, the forward?
I'm sorry. Oh.
I said, what are we listening to today, the forward?
Yeah, the introduction.
Yeah, we're listening to the introduction today. Most people don't listen to introductions. Like, even if you do read, they skip the introduction and just go right to the book. Now, but the introduction is valuable. I mean, it basically builds a foundation of why the book even exists. And you need to understand that, then the book makes more sense to you. But we're going to go through it, because even when we listen to this introduction, you're going to see, because I listened to it already. Like, it blew my mind when I listened to it. I mean, but you're going to see, like, and then I got new ideas and new things, I mean, were presented to me by listening to it. But I'm about to start playing that now. Let me go. No, I got to do something else. We're about to listen to the Philadelphia Negro. This is what, 1896, I believe, 1896, 1890s. That's when this all took place. You gotta be able to have something called sociological imagination, or to have imagination to be able to go back there. General Secretary, I know we had the conversation about sociological imagination, but yeah, I don't even know where we ended up on that. But you gotta have the imagination to be able to go back to that period, to visualize that period on how people were living at that time. I don't know if most of you even had that visual in your mind. I mean, but right, every show, I want to try to start it off with this.
The cosmos is all it is, or ever was, or ever will be. Come with me.
Hey, did you edit this? Did you go to the part where I said I wanted it to go to General Secretary?
No, it's the 121 mark.
To make this journey, we'll need imagination.
Yeah, to make this journey of where we're going. Wherever we go, whatever we talk about, we're talking about things in the past. Because this space right here is for us to learn how to change our material conditions, how to change the reality outside. And the way how we do that is by learning from the people that have already been here, whether our luminaries, historians, what they say we need to do, what they experience dealing with this system, dealing with imperialism, dealing with these people. I mean, they leave us a roadmap for us to follow. So instead of listening to politicians, listening to celebrities, listening to people that think they're academics, even though they know themselves that all they're doing is repeating what imperialism want them to tell us, but they consider themselves intellectuals, whatever. But we can't listen to them either. We got to go to the source. We got to go to the root. So to do that, you have to use your imagination. You have to be able to see the 1890s. Understand the 1890s. We just came out of bondage slavery when they say they freed us. Like if I was, what was that, 20 years after slavery? You have to be able to see that. Like, what was black people doing? What were we doing? What was America like? How did people take care of themselves? How did we sustain ourselves? I mean, you have to be able to go back. How did they dress? How did they live? Like, try to use your imagination to go back to that, because it's very important. Because if you can't put yourself there, it's hard for you to really understand what we're talking about.
But imagination alone is not enough, because the reality of nature is far more wondrous than anything we can imagine. This adventure is made possible by generations of searchers strictly adhering to a simple set of rules. Test ideas by experiment and observation. Build on those ideas that pass the test. Reject the ones that fail. Follow the evidence wherever it leads, and question everything.
No, like, the reason why I played this video is like that. If you want to do a scientific study, you want to understand anything, you got to be able to follow the evidence. Let the evidence guide you. Yo, in this trip, wherever we're doing, yo, we're not using opinion. Our emotions are not involved. Everything we're doing, we're studying it scientifically, letting the data, letting the words, letting the experiences of those that we're studying. We're letting that guide us in what we're thinking. I mean, I'm gonna bring that back a little bit because this is very important. If we're going to do this, if we're going to work together, we're going to learn together. We have to implement what he's saying right here.
One's the thing. By experiment and observation, generations of searchers strictly adhering to a simple set of rules. Test ideas by experiment and observation. Build on those ideas that pass the test. Reject the ones that fail. Follow the evidence wherever it leads, and question everything. Accept these terms, and the cosmos is yours. Now, come with me.
Yo, you accept those terms, there's no limit on where you can go, how far you can go. If you accept those terms, then let the evidence guide you and lead you.
In this ship of the imagination, free from the shackles of space and time, we can go anywhere. If you want to see where we are in space, just look out the front window. In the dimension of time, the past lies beneath us. Here's what Earth looked like 250 million years ago. If you want to see the future, look up. And this is how it could appear 250 million years from now. If we're going to be venturing out into the farthest reaches of the cosmos, we need to know our cosmic address. And this is the first line of that address.
All power to the people. This is the first line where we at right now. Wherever you are right now, this is the first line of that address. Yo, we just came from China. We just finished reading the Red Book. We went through the whole Red Book listening to Mao. That was in China. We traveled all the way to China in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. We were in China listening to Mao. Mao explained to us how you deal with imperialism, how you organize to be able to fight imperialism. I mean, combating liberalism. We went there. We went to China. We was there. See, in my mind, when I'm reading through this, when I'm listening to these words, I'm listening to them speak, like I'm about to put it on for us to listen to the Philadelphia Negro. When I'm listening to them speak, my mind goes back, it travels back to that era in time. Yo, I could see it. I could see the clothes that they wear. I could see how they move. Because I have a degree in history. So I study history, plus I watch a lot of movies. I remember growing up, all them movies, them cowboy movies, all them, like, my grandmother stayed playing them movies because I grew up with my grandmother for a little bit. So I can visualize and see those signs. Like when I'm thinking about China, I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't even gonna go there and stuff. But when I go back, I go back to the movies and I go back to some of the stuff that I know, some of the books that I read, some of the stuff that I studied that help me visualize those spaces. You have to be able to do that. I mean, it helps you see everything clear. But I'm about to go to the Philadelphia Negro right now.
Introduction.
Oh, that's another thing. I tried to find the audio. This is the best audio that I could find. If you got better audio, like, let me know, man. We'll switch this up for next week. But we was going back and forth and we were going to use this audio. So I said, we have to use it. Like when I went to college, look, the screen froze. When I went to college, I had to listen to people from India. I had a professor from Russia. I had some Jewish professors too. They had an accent too. But like you have to train your ear to understand what these people are saying. I mean, so pay attention to what they're saying and try. Like after a few minutes, if you're using your imagination, if you're putting yourself in that space, you don't even hear their accent no more. All you hear is what they're saying and what they're telling you. All power to the people. You might have put it on right now.
Of the Philadelphia Negro, a social study. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Philadelphia Negro, a social study by W.E.B. Du Bois.
Pause. Can y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that clearly? Should I make it a little bit louder?
I can hear it clearly.
Oh, Pop. Hey, Poppy, can you hear it? I shouldn't even call it on that. But I'm about to play it.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check. You there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear it. It's a little low, but it's good, though.
It's a little bit low. I'm going to try to raise it up a little bit. But
yes,
General Secretary, General Secretary, come here. Let's see if we can raise it up a little bit.
Introduction of the Philadelphia Negro, a social study. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Philadelphia Negro, a social.
Try to put it up a little bit. This is important. I really want us to hear this. Put it all the way to the max. I'll just control it from the other screen. There's a lot of hidden gems in here, and I want everybody to hear this.
Introduction of the Philadelphia Negro, a social study. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Philadelphia Negro, a social study by W.E.B. Du Bois. Introduction. This inquiry into the condition of Philadelphia was begun 1 months intermission in the summer of 1897, was pursued 1898. Dr. Du Bois was engaged by the University as assistant in sociology during this period for the special purposes of the inquiry. He devoted all to systematic field work among the Negroes, especially in the South Ward meetings, business, social and political gatherings, visiting their schools and institutions, and most important of all, conducting a house-to-house visitation in their families, through which he came in personal contact with over 10,000 Negro inhabitants of the city. He devoted his whole time to this laborious work, and the thanks of the university are due to him for his afterward taking such time as he could spare from his duties as professor of history and economics at Atlanta University to prepare the following complete and accurate report. Miss Eden was engaged by the Philadelphia College settlement for 8 months of the above period, that is from October 1, 1896 to June 1, 1897, to conduct under the same general direction and in harmony with the purpose of the larger inquiry, a special investigation of the conditions of Negro domestic service. He also devoted the whole her engagement to practical field work and to house visitation, and kindly consented to prepare her report afterwards. Thus, the inquiry represents a large amount of consecutive hard work under the most conditions of practical study of the problems encountered, while most of the book work necessary to give the proper historical setting to the reports of these trained observers was done subsequently to the inquiry itself. The inquiry owes its origin to Miss Susan P. Wharton, at the time a member of the Executive Committee of the Philadelphia College settlement. In addition to her sympathy with the unfortunate and her desire to help them, she realizes the value of knowledge as a guide in true philanthropy. Being herself a resident of the 7th Ward, where the largest Negro settlements of the city are located, and in her work at the college settlement, being deeply impressed with the serious character of some of the Negro problems, she had already called together for a conference at her house, persons interested in the welfare of this race.
Hey, I want to pause it right there for a second. Please mute yourself because you're coming through. But I want to pause it right there for a second. So the Philadelphia Negro, I don't know if any other academic work that really explained our condition at that time and now that I would rank over the work of Du Bois, especially that I'm a sociologist myself. I don't know any works. I don't know anybody that really captured how the government and the interplay between us, between descendants of Africa, the slaves, those that were had as slaves here. I don't know anybody, any works that surpasses Du Bois. Yo, you know how this came about? How this work came about? They just told you, Susan P. Wharton. Who is Susan P. Wharton? Like that's why I wanted to play. That's why I wanted to play the introduction. Because most of the time, when we're studying all this information that we're studying from, that we're looking at, this data that we're looking at, is often funded by the same people that are oppressing us. Susan P. Wharton was a philanthropist. She was in I think she was in banking. She had a rich family out in Philly. I think she was Philly and New Jersey, back and forth. She's the one that funded, that went and got help fund, and went and got Du Bois to come and have this study. So if she didn't do that, we would never have this study right now. We wouldn't have this study to be able to understand the dynamic, the relationship between us and America in general, or the government, or the society. We wouldn't have none of that. We wouldn't have none of this if it wasn't for her. What does that say? If it wasn't for philanthropy, if it wasn't for these people, and most of the time these were rich capitalists, imperialists. That like today, you see the hip hop artists, you see the celebrities. They give out book bags to school. They give out sneakers. Some of them drive around giving out money and doing stuff like that. Like Oprah, they go out there. They try to have fake schools in Africa. They try to seem like they're good people. They try to do it with all the evil that they've done, all the stuff that they've done to the people by working for the system. They try to mask all of that by the fake charity that they do, because the charity doesn't change the material condition outside. Charity doesn't change anything. It just makes people
a little bit more comfortable, live suffering under the conditions that they're in. That's all it does. It never, charity don't change anything. It by and large maintains the status quo. That's what philanthropy and all of that stuff was. But the person that paid for this study, that when they got the boys to come and do this study, was this white woman, this Karen. That was in banking. They had, I don't want to jump the gun, but they're going to talk about it some more on here. But just think about that for a second. And if anybody want to say something, you could go ahead and chime in and say something. Most of the works that we have to go back and look at to study, to learn from, or even institutions, all of these things originated from outside of the culture, from outside of us, like the NAACP. All this organization didn't come from us. We're not funded by us. By and large, are not really here to help us change our material condition. But when I heard that, when I was going through the introduction, I heard that. Yo, I'm like, wow, it piqued my mind. I'm like, dang, that's deep. But let me keep playing it. And they'll say,
can I add to this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's very similar to my era when I was a little kid in the mid-'70s.
Mm-hmm.
Right after the destruction of the organizations, the Black Panther parties, and other organizations, the Young Lords, it seemed like the system knew that there was a critical mass of people that were demanding changes. And one of the things that occurred around the 70s, as far as I remember, was public television, heavily funded by these foundations, these grants, these what did you call it? Philanthropy, the Carnegie organization, or foundation rather. All of that they poured in to fill in what the people were complaining about: bad education, the lack of preschool education, things like that. And so we got Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, and all that, and they were heavily funded. So they were kind of directing the revolutionary anger, the potential, the anger that had potential to create revolution, and gave us that, and of course paid for by public funds, by the people. But it was a way to kind of like water it down for us, all the shows, the Electric Company, and at the same time, we're able to see people that look like us for the first time there since the 60s. But look what it took for them to get to this far. But yeah, definitely the foundations and the philanthropy foundations, they're definitely involved in this in order to, maybe stifle dissent or to, calm people down in some ways.
All power to the people. Nah, for real. Till this day. I mean, what was it? What was it? Doge, getting rid of all those different organizations, NGOs that are in other countries, fomenting and doing the same thing over there, miseducating the people over there. It's the same thing. I'm not a Trump supporter, none of that stuff. See, I think Trump is stupid. You see, I think Trump is stupid for dismantling all those things because he actually breaks down the institutions that they put in place to be able to control people. You see, that's why I think Trump is an imbecile. I mean, but when he was breaking down Doge and all these people crying, I'm like, what is he doing? I forgot what they called it. Like all this stuff overseas, this fake media and all this fake stuff that he was trying to cut the money for.
USAID.
USAID. You hear the term, what they call it? USAID. So you're thinking it's USA, like they're aiding people in these countries. But they're not. They're coming in, they're paying some Uncle Tom to push the same rhetoric that they're pushing, and like the same thing over and over, to push the same philosophy that they want. I mean, support the same politicians that's going to go in there and steal the resources and give it to them, and then they say like they're going in there to go promote democracy. I mean, it's still the same thing. The same thing with the philanthropists back then that funded all these movements. They fund this stuff, and when he come in, when he get all this information and he give it to them, they use this information to benefit them. And we're not even funding our own communities to understand what's going on in our communities. That part alone in itself, like, just blew my mind.
In a letter addressed to the provost of the university, Dr. Charles Custis Harrison, under date of May 30, 1895, she asked for the cooperation of the university, saying we should like the cooperation of the university in a plan for the better understanding of the colored people, especially of their position in this city. Mr. Robert C. Ogden, Mr. Talcott Williams, Mrs. Coppin, and myself interested in a plan to obtain a body of reliable information as to the obstacles to be encountered by the colored people in their endeavor to be self-supporting, etc.
All those people that she mentioned that are trying to get the money that are talking to the university, none of those people are black. None of those people are black. None of those people.
Is the university interested in sociological work of this kind? Could it help to collect information in any of the ways mentioned by Mr. Williams in the enclosed letter? The college settlement wishes to cooperate in the movement and will probably engage a woman who can reside in St. Mary's Street. Dr. Devine thought there might be someone graduating from the university this year who would be interested in such an investigation. Mrs. Coppin will have a center for such information as comes best through the colored people themselves. If you see any way in which the university could take part, will you send me a line by the end of this week? We hope to formulate a plan in a few days. To no one more sympathetic could Miss Warden have gone than to the provost, who has been so long conspicuously identified with the best philanthropy in the city and state. Moreover, his ideal of the place of the university in the modern community and of its responsibilities for public usefulness caused him to welcome the suggestion that the university should have a part in a work with a distinctly ethical aim and to be based on accurate scientific study and investigation. To show even more clearly the relation of the university to the inquiry, we may quote a few lines from a letter which the provost sent out to a few friends of the university in order to raise the necessary funds for its part in the work.
Oh, God. Hell, you hear what they said? The provost, they're about to read the letter that the provost sent out. That the provost sent out to raise some money. You think that money was being raised? They send that money to black people to raise that money? Because everything is done. That did all the study, all the information, all the organizations that are supposed to be here for us to help to liberate us. All of that money, everything is often funded by other people. And then they pay, if they get a black person, they pay that black person to do the work. Right? None of this stuff is like from us learning this and putting this together and saying this is what we need to do to be able to liberate ourselves. That stuff is never put out there. You're never going to see it. Most of the people you're going to hear are the people that they want you to hear, that they platform, that they consider the academics. Yo, this show, what we're doing here, you're not going to hear this anywhere. You're not going to see this anywhere else. Nowhere else you're going to see this. The work, the work, the discipline, the character, the integrity, to do what we do, nobody else is going to do that. Nobody works for free. Everything we do is for free. And we want to do it for free. Like nobody's making us do it for free. That kind of energy, that kind of effort, you cannot pay for. It's priceless. Every week, on time. Every week. It's a way of life. Every day. You can't pay for that. I mean, I don't care how much you pay somebody to work for you. It's not the same as somebody doing it of their own free will and wanting to do it because they want to liberate our people. Like, it's a totally different way.
That Christ would teach us the city problems are the problems of the world.
Yo, I lost that part with the provost, man. I lost that part, man. Man, I'm mad at myself. I lost that part. I don't even know where I was at now. Let's keep going.
Colored people are excluded, and we shall be able to endeavor to open new employments to colored people, both men and women. The object in view has met the approval of thoughtful people who would like to carry it out. My attention has been called to work of a similar character which has attracted the attention of Columbia College. President Lowe made use of the following words which I desire to repeat as applicable to our effort. Science tells very plainly that we must not despise raw or crude materials. In fact, practical scientific work of today is directed more toward the utilization of waste materials than the discovery of new things. Those who despise the poor and the outcast and declare that nothing can be done for their uplifting have failed to learn a great lesson that Christ would teach us. The city problems are the problems of the world and always will be until we come to the new city, the heavenly Jerusalem. A parlor meeting was held at Miss Warden's house in the late fall of 1896, Provost Harrison presiding. The plan referred to was drawn up by the university and presented with explanations of the methods which it was desired to pursue.
So they had that meeting like a year or 2 years before they actually before Du Bois started doing the work, doing the study for the Philadelphia Negro. They had this like no black person, no. It's white people, bunch of white people in their home, and they're having a meeting on having a study on how the black people in that space are living. Something that whoever is in leadership of black people, whoever they claim that are leaders of black people at that time, right then, during that time, during that decade, whatever, whoever supposed to be the leaders of black people, they were supposed to be sponsoring and doing these tests, all of these things on their own, funding it on their own. But I don't think we've ever seen our struggle that way, to fund it on our own. Any middle-class person, academic, intellectual, all these people just believe in getting grants to do anything. They don't believe in using their money to build institutions for our people. By and large, because there's no what you call it, like there's no I can say I don't know everything. I don't know everybody. But by and large, all the people that I know, all the academics that I know, that I've studied, they're not building institutions with their resources. They're looking to get money from grants, NGO, nonprofits, to put together something in the community safe passage where you can turn yourself in for the empire, for imperialism to come lock you up for some charge that they done created to criminalize you for being black. So now they go get government funding and they create a space and they call it safe passage and they say they're doing activist work in the community. See, that's how that thing they work. They're not really here to build institutions to teach the people how to liberate themselves. Most of the time, they don't even know. They don't even think that they're slaves. Look around you. Look everywhere. Look on the TV. Ain't nobody walking around like they're not citizens. They all think they're citizens. They got their own groups, FBA, whatever they call it, ADOs. They all think they're American, like the Constitution, all this stuff, like all this paper that ain't worth nothing. They believe they're Americans. And they see their lives from that perspective. So they get grants to open up Negro catching centers. Turn yourself in to massa. This is that's where their mind could go. That's the only place. Or they tell you, we're gonna have some for mental health. Where you come in there and they basically tell you like it's your fault that you're dealing with the conditions you're dealing with. It's your fault you went to the worst schools. It's your fault you was born into a family that lived in poverty. So you ate the worst food. You went to the worst school. You know you have the worst education that you can't even use to be able to survive in this world. It's all your fault. If you just learn how to deal with that, to bottle that up, to say Wusa, Naram Yoga, whatever they call it, if you learn that, then you're gonna be good. It has nothing to do with the society around you. People that having meetings in the 1800s to figure out how to be able to control you and deal with you. They don't have nothing to do with none of that. You're just walking around now thinking like everything is your fault because it's mental health. That's the problem, mental health. When these people had meetings, like just her, I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about what we read it for the Philadelphia Negro. They're having meetings in 1896 to talk about the conditions in Philadelphia. What are we doing? We're not even having meetings now to fund nothing now for our people right now in 2025.
And with some account of a similar work on a still larger scale, which had been successfully prosecuted by Mr. Charles Booth in London and the Hull House in Chicago. Investigations leading in the one case to the publication of Mr. Booth's monumental volumes on the life and labor of the people of London, and in the other to the valuable volume of Hull House maps and papers.
What they're talking about is like housing communities, how they used to have people living, and it's like middle class people living all in the same community with poor people and stuff, so they could understand how the poor people live. Like she went to build some of those what would you call them? Some of them houses, whatever, where these people lived at over there. They called them the Wharton houses, the Wharton Century, or something like that. She built that in Philadelphia over there. And that was the work, that was the philanthropy that they did, trying to create spaces where the middle class people and the poor people live. She even lived in that space too. Well, according to what I read. But you know, they say if you're in Newark, New Jersey, they say Cory Booker lived in Academy Spires in the projects. When he was in Newark, Cory Booker, before he ran for mayor, they said he lived in the projects where I grew up at. But he wasn't never there really. But if you, like 100 years from now, if you look it up, they're going to be like he lived there. But when I was reading about it, they said she lived there too.
Addresses were made at this gathering by such representative colored leaders as Mrs. Coppin and the Reverend Mr. Phillips, and by Miss Wharton, Provost Harrison, Mr. Isaac Clothier, and others. The provost formally announced that the university was ready to undertake the direction of the investigation, the appointment of one special observer, and the publication of such results of the entire inquiry as might prove of permanent value. As a result of this meeting, plans were soon completed, and the work of securing the requisite funds and qualified investigators was begun.
Yeah, the work to get the bread was begun by these white people. This is like 20-some years after slavery. They're coming together to get money, to pull money together, to hire some people to come do a study, the Negro condition in Philadelphia. They're doing it. We're not doing it.
Dr. William E. Burkhardt Du Bois, a graduate of Fisk and Harvard Universities, and also of the Graduate Department of Harvard, came to us from Wilberforce University, where at the time of his appointment he was professor of ancient languages.
Look what they got. Look what they got. They wasn't even playing. See, they had money. Philanthropists. They had money. They should own banks. They went and got somebody with, this is 1896. They went and got somebody with a Harvard degree. You know what? You know how many black folks you think got Harvard degrees today? In 1896, they went and got somebody with a Harvard degree. He had already been to Germany. He studied in Germany and everything already. He was already working at the university. He was already a professor. Like remember I told you, we got to take that trip for you to go way back in history for you to be able to visualize. Like what kind of black person was Du Bois? Was he a lumpen, like on the bottom, a lumpen proletariat? Or where was he at in the class? And what was his mental, like, what was his class loyalties at the time? He had been educated by Europeans his whole entire life. His whole entire life he had been educated, lived with, and been around Europeans. And now he's coming out, they went and got him with his degrees and all of that, for him to come over there to come conduct the study. Like, to me, that's fascinating in itself, because they could have just got somebody from there. They could have just got anybody to do the study. But to go all the way, he may have been the #1 intellectual Negro in the country at that time. I have no doubt. Like, they went and paid him and brought him down, paid him for he did it for over a year. Came and lived there for over a year to do that work. I mean, but all of this, you have to put all this in your imagination and the information that he gets. You have to understand all of that from the perspective of that time and of these people, of him. Like, what does he have in his, like, what does he think, what does Du Bois think about the poor people that live there, about the people that live in Philly? How do we see them? Because he's not around them. He don't live around poor people. He never lived around poor people growing up his whole life. See, that's a whole different book. We're going to have to go into that book where he talk about I forgot the name of the book, where he talk about growing up in what's it? Somewhere out there in Boston, Massachusetts, wherever, growing up out there. I mean, we have to go do that book, whatever. But just to understand who Du Bois was, coming in, like his perspective, his on where he's gonna, what he's gonna look at, what he's gonna study, just from there. And then even them going out to get somebody like Du Bois, like they ain't sparing no bread.
His major work at Harvard and during a considerable period of study in Germany had been history and sociology. His admirable volume on the history of the African slave trade, published as the first volume in the Harvard Historical Studies, was at the time in press. Both his training and personal qualifications for the projected work proved to be far greater than our highest expectations, and his signal services in the educational uplift of his people, both before and since his term of service at the University of Pennsylvania, have won for him a public recognition that renders any personal introduction of Dr. Du Bois quite unnecessary. The college settlement was not less fortunate in securing the...
Now, he said has won for him. So was it? I don't know. I don't know if he was that popular at that time when he got there. I guess it was after this work. Yeah, I guess after it was. He said, but he said has one form or the notoriety. I guess that we know of him today. Like
services of an efficient college woman for its part of the work. Miss Eaton is a graduate of Smith College and has had experience in practical investigation. A fellow of the College Settlements Association, she made and published a careful statistical study of the condition.
Those are the settlements I was talking about. Those college settlements that Wharton was in charge of. That woman, the white lady that put all this together. I mean, like, but those were the settlements I was talking about. So there's a Missy that's going to be helping them. Missy, and I think there was, I don't know, I think there was somebody else they said earlier that's going to be helping him to gather the information on the people in Philly.
The wage earners in the garment trades in New York and Chicago. Her report for the present inquiry has already received recognition from Columbia University, where it was accepted as partial fulfillment of the conditions for the Master of Arts degree.
Like, you hear that? Like, yo, these are not just Du Bois, but listen to her qualifications. The people that they put together to go do this work. It's just not anybody off the streets. They were like, I'm here having this podcast, like talking to you, talking to all of you, trying to get this information out, trying to get people to organize for us to change the conditions in our community, blah, 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 blah. I didn't go to school for any of this. I don't know how to do media. I don't know how to do none of this stuff. I didn't go to school to be a teacher. I didn't do none of that. Like, we need to do this. We need to create our own platforms to get information out to the people. We don't have money to go pay somebody that got degrees from Harvard that know how to do this to come put it out, to come do it. We don't. So what do? Do we just sit here and wait for people? Nah, man, you just gotta start eating. I mean, it's a lot on our plate. You just gotta start eating. So we get up here and we try to do this show the best way we can. But are you listening to the people that they went and got to do this study? That's deep in itself. They ain't spare no change. They ain't cut no corners. And that's why this work, like, stand the test of time. Because when you're listening to it, it's like today. It's like today. When you're listening to it, like, you can see it, you can visual, you can feel it. Because they cut no corners in the people that they went to get to do the study. They got the best of the best. And most people don't even know about the lady. I think her name Missy. I'm going to know her name by the time we're done reading this book. I'm going to know who she is. But most people don't know who she is. They don't understand her qualification, the effort. Most people don't even know about this book. They're not,
It is hardly necessary to refer to the original plan of the investigation because it was adhered to in all its salient features, though modified in minor details as suggested by experience, and the results and methods described in the following pages speak for themselves. The purpose of the inquiry is to furnish local agencies and individuals interested in improving the condition of the Negro population of Philadelphia a more comprehensive knowledge of the existing condition of Negroes, so that such work may be directed in the most helpful channels. It would not be amiss, therefore, to call attention in this place to some of the more significant points brought out in the report. The Negroes, as an element in the total population of the city, are growing in numbers more rapidly than the whites, the rate of increase being due rather to immigration than to natural increase. In 1890, however, the Negro constituted less than 4% of the total population, which was about the percentage for each of the 3 preceding decades, and much less than that for any decade in this century prior to 1860. Insignificant as 4% may seem, it represents over 40,000 souls and was a larger absolute Negro population than was found in any other city of the country except in Washington, Baltimore, and New Orleans. This population is placed in a city which combines in many curious ways the characteristics of both North and South. Its Negro population is moreover peculiar in its excess of females and of young persons, men and women, between the ages of 18 and 35. More help should be extended to Negro working women.
Let me break that back.
Domestic service in any other city of the country except in Washington, Baltimore, and New Orleans. This population is placed in a city which combines in many curious ways the characteristics of both North and South. Its Negro population is more peculiar in its excess of females and of young persons, men and women, between the ages of 18 and 35.
See, more women. More women. There are more women. There are more younger people in there than men. I mean, they're gonna go on. I stopped it too quick. Let them finish this before I finish my thought.
More help should be extended to Negro working women, the majority of whom are at domestic service. In general, their health is good because they are better fed and housed than persons in other employments who provide their own meals and lodgings. More opportunities are needed for healthy amusement for domestics on their days out than are provided by the Negro churches. Also, more direction and legal protection concerning methods of saving and mutual benefit societies. The relation of mistress and servant is a problem in which the Negro domestic is not peculiar, but is involved in what is being done for a better adjustment of this relationship in general. Still, the question remains why the abnormal excess of females in this city Negro population. The limited occupations open to men have much to do with it.
Yeah, that. So why? Why is it more women, more younger, like children and stuff than men? Because of the jobs that are available. This is 1896. This is 1896. And they're talking about how they're controlling the population on who is there, depending on the jobs. If there are no jobs for men, there won't be no men there. They can't support a family. And if there are men there, they're going to be participating on the underground economy. But it's not because those men don't want to work. Those men don't want to go out and provide and have a family. The system at large, the society that they live in, demand they not work. They not have resources for it to be able to work. Because now the society controls the women. It controls how the women think. The women are the ones that are making the money. This is 1896. My whole life, even now, today, you hear women, you hear whatever, politicians talk about how women, black women are making less than black men and all of this. I don't see it nowhere around me. The jobs, by and large, accept women first. Depending on your name, they're not even going to let you through the door. And it's already a scientific fact that, women are in these spaces more than black men. But I've always heard that black men were always holding down black women. Patriarchy. Like black men, like you hear a black woman say the problem is black men. It's black men are holding down black women. We reading this right here in 1896, and they're telling you how the society is constructed there. We're going to go on into the 1900s and into the 2000s. There is no period in time where you're going to see where
black men in America are doing so much better than black women, or doing better than black women. Yo, it doesn't work like that. You cannot control a race like that. You cannot allow the men in that race to be successful. You cannot allow them to be able to maintain and take care of their family. Yo, you have to divide them. You have to divide the sexes. You have to be able to control one sex against the other. That's how this thing here works. You can let black men be able to make decisions, be able to have power, and their women go home and look to them as a power source. If you want to have imperialism, you can't have none of that. You have to divide these people. You have to have them fighting amongst each other. Somebody want to say something? I mean, but that's in, like, right here. Thus, the women will be helped by every increase in employment, not employment for men. They're telling you the women will be helped. Our women will be helped. Yo, if in our communities, if you had a man that could take care, that could go out and get gainful employment and be able to take care of their home, the wife don't have to go out and work. She's raising the kids like the way. Oh, you know what? They don't even need to do all of that. They just got to be able to pay rent. If they could make enough money just to be able to pay rent. Because right now, where we living at in Newark, New Jersey, the people that live here, the average person that lives here makes around $20,000, $30,000 a year. You're not going to be able to pay rent in a space where you need to make $80,000 and $90,000 to be able to survive. When they talk about gentrification, that's what they're talking about. The people here making that much. So all they got to do is just learn how to pay. If they could just pay rent, our family unit will be stronger. Well, how you going to have a family when the man in the house can't even pay rent, can't even afford to pay rent? She don't want to hear that. She don't want to hear about all the black, what's going on, white supremacy institute. Man, nobody want to hear that. All she care about is paying the bills and trying to look fly and going to look like whatever with her friends and all. She not worried about all that stuff you're talking about. So how you think the relationship going to be? Yo, most of the problems in the relationships in our community is about finance. It's about money. Like, people always talking about there's no father in the home. The father's never here. Yo, they can't afford to be around. As a sociologist, I'm telling you, that's what my study has told me. They cannot afford to be around. They can't. And most of the time, instead of the men just like keeping it a buck, because they messed up in their head too. They've been socialized to be who they are too. Instead of keeping it a buck, but they can't. They don't have that. They don't have that knowledge base to be able to be open and speak to whoever they're with and talk, and they try to work these things out. They're not there, so they cut and go, or they go into the streets. They try what they could try. I mean, but once you're working in the streets doing this underground economy, you're going to jail sooner or later. They're not making any money. They put you on child support. It's a wrap. The whole family is dysfunctional. All of this is not by accident. It is meant to be this way. And that's what they're telling you right here. They're describing the same condition right here. Like if you call somebody from Atlanta, yo, ain't no man out here. Yo, all of this, there's a reason for all of this. None of these things are organic. Why are there no men? Where the men at? Where did the men go? I mean, but if you don't want to learn, if you don't have the imagination, you don't want to study, you're never going to understand anything that's going on around you. But I want you to peep that. This is before we even open up the first page of the book to get inside the book. They're already explaining to you the conditions at that time. And think about that for a minute. If there are no men in the community, how are you sustaining a family?
Thus, the women will be helped by every increase in employment for men, which will make the relative numbers of the sexes more normal. The present abnormal sex distribution has caused considerable crime and moral degradation.
Look at that. You hear that? Without the men, without a family unit, has caused crime and moral degradation. But we always talk about that. They always talk about that in the media, about black men not being around. Like, this is a new phenomenon. This has been here since slavery. This has been here. This hasn't been new. Those that control the system, those that are in power, the imperialists, the politicians, those that pay the politicians, because they're the one that write the policies to dictate our lives. These people control how the society is maintained. And what we see now, what we're dealing with, is what they produce. All the politicians from now going all the way back to 1896. All of from politicians all over America. Every state, every county, every community, all of them, they're all responsible for where we are at now because they all serve imperialism. They don't serve the people. The policies they write are to save and maintain the material conditions, to maintain the status quo, what is going on right now, to maintain what the rich have right now. Their job is to maintain that. Every single politician, black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian, gay, straight, whatever, their jobs when they get into office is to maintain the ruling power. You cannot look to no politician to lead any liberation or to be the face or to speak for any people. All these people are traitors. They're all sellouts and collaborators by design. When you're dealing with imperialism, when they're working in imperialist systems, because if they were not traitors, if they cared about us, if they served the people, they wouldn't be there, or they'll be dead already. They would have killed them already. That's where we at. Let me continue this.
This is still further accentuated by the fact that an abnormal age structure explains it, but does not condone the most prevalent crimes. The chief problem of the Philadelphia Negro is not that of sheer ignorance for their percentage of illiteracy, as illiteracy is measured statistically is low. Yet when one asks seriously what kind of education have these people received and how is it suited to their economic and social status, the educational problem assumes large portions.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault that they can't read, that they're poor, they're in the condition that they're in. Because the first step in liberating yourself, liberating your mind is education. What education have these people received? For you to be able to make a judgment on them, what education have these people received? I'm going to let you think about it for a second. But who is responsible for the education system? The same education system that we have right now that's failing us in all of our communities. There is no community that we're in, the same community with the same class of people that we're in. Because you know, this rich black folks, they have their own communities. They do. They have their own communities. They got pockets of communities where you got to make a certain amount of money to live in there with them. Not with the people, just rich Negroes. They have their own communities. So they're saying right here, the reason why these people are in the condition that they're in, it's not their fault. You got to go back to the education, because when you're born, you go into school. Who educated them? Who institutions did they go into? Were they able to even learn? Because remember, it's only 20, 30 years after slavery. Were they able to learn how to read? This is in 1896, and you're telling me in 2025, all this supposed to be leaders in the black community don't understand we must build our own institutions to educate our own children? You think they don't know that by now? Why haven't they organized the people to build institutions in our communities to educate our children, to educate ourselves, instead of always going to go work in master schools? And nobody's even saying you can't work in master school. If you understand we are all on the plantation, master school is a plantation, and you understand when you get off that plantation, when you get out of that Rutgers University, Seton Hall, when you get out of George Washington, you get out of any of these schools, Georgetown, whatever, when you walk away from all of these schools, you go back to the plantation and you build school for your people. Institution, with institutional memory for your people to be able to liberate your people. See, that's a whole different kind of business right there. That's a whole different kind of gangster. And ain't none of these intellectual, none of these rich Negroes, or whatever academic you think about. Who the number one academic everybody might know? Cornell West. This Negro ain't doing that. This Negro ain't been doing that his whole life. He's been in academia. I think he taught at Harvard. I think he's been to all this place. Cornell, running for president. Man, always talking. The blues this, the blues that. Nothing. Hasn't gone around organized to build any schools anywhere. See, but they could talk about Umar. They could laugh at Umar and all of this stuff. Where's their schools at? Where are the schools that they built in our community? Not schools teaching white supremacy stuff, teaching imperialism. Schools teaching how to liberate the people. Where them schools at? Where them economic centers at? Let me see where I'm at. I'm right here. This is 1340. 1340. I just asked you what those people are doing. Let's go see what we doing with no money. I ain't got a pot to piss and window to throw it out of. Let's see what we doing. Let's see what we been doing. Where is it at? I ain't got a pot to piss.
Let us know how you move.
Hey, yo, this is our city council, yo. Hey, yo, we don't go to the city council that's provided by the government, by the city. We've created our own city council meetings where the residents come and talk to us and tell us what the issue they're dealing with. And as Panthers, we do our best to solve those issues. We solve them issues. You need housing. How many people the Secretary General helped get housing this week? After school programs, summer camps, food, groceries. Yo, we've done it all this week alone. This is what we do all the time. I'm not just saying it to be saying it. We can build a school, so we have after-school programs. When they come in there, we have to try to wash away what they've learned from imperialism the whole day. Teach them how to be human beings. Yo, this is the work we do. What else we did? I'm so proud. This guy right here that you see walking right here. Yo, we've been trying to organize him. He's out in DR. He's a Haitian out in DR. Now, if you know anything about Haitians out in DR, you know life is real out there. You know it's rough out there. But we've been trying to work with Shubi for him to be the head of our Panther chapter out there. Because wherever the people are at, that's where we're at. Wherever the people are suffering at, that's where we're at. Shubi's in DR. And he just passed the test. He passed the test to join the ranks of becoming a Panther. Yo, we don't have no money. I'm not no Cornell West. I'm not any of these people. We're not any of these people. We don't have this money. We don't work at Harvard. But we're able to work in our community to build institutions in our community to serve our people. You're right here. This is Frank. Frank, like this is a baseball field. Frank has like over 200 kids out there. And you're going to understand this as the show go on. Why it's so important we're working with the kids. This is Frank right here in the middle right here. All of them. We've been trying to bring them in. To become Panthers, the United Panther movement. So we could spread what we're doing all over. We could talk to the Dominicans down there. Let them understand how they got African in their blood. Organize around that, around class issues. Talk to the Haitians. Have the poor Haitians and the poor Dominicans working together to take care of themselves. That's the work that we're doing. When people ask, what's the solutions? There are solutions. Build your own institutions. So we may not have money to put a big school here, but there's other things we can do, like the after-school program. That's what we're doing. What have all these intellectuals, all these celebrities, all these people, what have they done? These politicians, how have they served our community? All they keep telling us is how we are citizens to a country that treats us as if we are not citizens. We are at the bottom of everything. They're most educated. What's the education in Newark, New Jersey, where we live at? What is the reading proficiency of the children we send to these schools? What is the math proficiency? And like in this forward, we ain't even getting. This is the beginning of the book. They're already telling you if you have no education, you have no hope. And I'm talking about these public schools, these charter schools, all the schools in our community that these politicians help put in here that fail our children year after year, generation after generation. All these people are traitors and collaborators to our oppression. We must accept that to be able to move forward. Because if you don't accept that, you're going to keep sending your kids to these schools. You're not going to build your own school. They're not going to find ways to feed the community. I don't know. I don't think there's any picture of the groceries on here. There's no picture of the groceries here. You're not going to feed your own community. Everything that you want to do has to come with a monetary value. You have to get paid. If you don't get paid, you don't see the value in it. They've turned you into a savage. They've turned our people into savage. We don't even, we're not humans, yo. We don't think, we don't have any humanity in us. Everything is about money. It's about money. Money, 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 money. If it ain't about money, then nobody's trying to do it. And that's where we at. So we have to be that example. We have to do this podcast every Sunday. Yeah, I was trying to organize something. I was trying to speak to somebody. He's I don't even want to say, but he works in pharmacy somewhere. Like, he's a technician with whatever. I don't want to call him a pharmacy tech. I think he said he wasn't a pharmacy technician, whatever. But like, I forgot what he said he was. But I'm trying to bring him in so he could bring that knowledge and come help us start our own clinic in the community. And he said something to me and stuff. He said, "Yo, you can't, like, people can't feel like they're obligated and they ain't gonna want to do it." That is true. And I'm thinking in my mind how for him not to feel like he's obligated, but you are obligated. We are all obligated to liberate our people. I couldn't come up with a way in my mind to get them to understand. But be that as it may, I mean, hold the horses real quick. Hold your horses.
But, Chairman, that's where the love of the people come in. If you love the people, you don't feel obligated because you're doing it out of love.
But he doesn't love the people yet. He doesn't understand he needs to love the people. He's with the masses right now. He's been conditioned to be who he is right now. He doesn't understand his whole purpose is to love the people. But this is what he said though. He said, I can show you. I can teach you. I can teach a couple of people, whatever, what they need to do to check their high blood pressure, all of this stuff. When they come in the clinic, you could just give them the advice. If you see it's high, you could give them the advice that they need to go see a physician. He said there's a lot of that going on around here. He like, if you start giving people these checkups, no, it's like I'm wheeling them in. I'm wheeling them in. I mean, but like, you have to do this. You have to build these institutions in the community. And what have all these academics, what have all these celebrities, all this, what have they done in our community to provide for the people other than fake stuff? Man.
Introduction.
No.
Its Negro population in excess of females is still in its infancy in social development, a race which lacks most of the safeguarding economic and social status. The educational problem assumes large proportions. In the case of a race still in its infancy in social development.
You hear that? In its infancy in social development. They're talking about the race. They're talking about the black race. This is what them philanthropists, whatever, the conversation that they're having amongst themselves. This is how they see black people, still in its infancy in social development. These are people, for thousands of years, Africans ruled the world. For thousands of years, not 200 years, 300 years, 400 years, for thousands, 5,000, 10,000 years, they ruled the world. They had African empires. And these people in 1896, this is how they see black people. Still.
But Chairman.
Yeah.
They see black people because, all these people got masters and PhDs. They educate the same education. Those people that are coming up with the analysis that black people are in the infancy of socialization. But that's what they teach our kids at school. They don't teach kids that for thousands of years we ruled the fucking planet. They don't know none of that. So they don't even know their value is like generations and generations.
It all starts from slavery. I mean, it's like, that's the only way you could think like this is if you believe black people social development started from slavery. Ended from slavery. That's the only way you could say stuff like this. But these are the people that are putting this test together, this study together.
A race which lacks most of the safeguarding instincts of its stronger competitor. The education of each child for direct economic independence is of vital import.
You hear that? Economic independence. You're not dependent on the state, on the government, on imperialism to take care of you. Is that where we at? Are we at the space where, as black people, we're economically independent? No, we're not. None of us. You're not economic independent. We still have to go to master. We still have to go on the plantation to be able to take care of our family, take care of ourselves. So we bend the knee. You're going to see in the videos, man.
More should also be done for adult Negro education. The laboring men need training in organization and an esprit du corps, and must be enabled to diversify their employments and maintain a higher grade of efficiency in lines where they are being eliminated in the economic struggle.
You hear that? Where they are being eliminated in the economic struggle for survival. I'm talking about black men, 1896, where they're at war with you, eliminating you, not allowing you into these spaces. I mean, like at one point, one of these books we're going to read, somebody's going to point out to me when black people were in power in this country, when black men were in power in this country, had enough power to be able to dictate and control women. I'm not talking about one rich black guy here. I'm not talking about Puffy, because I'm not Puffy. I don't have enough money to kick, boot stamp a woman in the hallway with cameras on me, watching me, the security come up, and I straight walk away without going to jail. Man, even if I look at a woman wrong, I'm going to jail. Don't pass go. Don't pass go. Take his $200. You're going to jail. If you ain't got no money, ain't nothing. And you talk to a woman wrong, terroristic threat, you're going to jail. All this, they don't listen to women. They don't. Yo, I've never been to a court where a woman comes in there and says somebody slapped me and they ignore her. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. They're not even getting, like right now, like you go to, right now there's no bail. You go whatever, you go see the judge, you're going home. If you put your hands on a woman, you go inside that jail, you're not coming home. You can forget about it. You got child support, they may not even let you travel out the country. So while we're reading this, because this is important, because this is all the lies that we've been told to each other to separate black men from black women, that we are our own enemies. We must break all those myths and understand that they're puppet masters here that have always been here dictating our relationships. We have to understand and accept that. If we didn't accept that, how are you going to change anything? How are we going to change our relationships if we don't know what the problem is? If we can't even be honest with each other? But they're telling you right here, where they were being eliminated in the economic struggle for survival. Who was eliminating them? The academics, the politicians, the people that control the society. That's who's eliminating them.
For survival. The male as well as female servant class which predominates in employment, needs training in the law.
Class which dominates in employment, the servant class, men and women. Most of the domestic work and stuff is done by women. Most of it is done by women. But they have other service jobs. I guess like people that be serving people, that polish people, clean people's shoes, that open doors, whatever other jobs they have for black men to do. But like earlier we was listening and they were saying the most well-fed or the ones that are healthier are the women that work in these domestic jobs because they live there, they're working there to get to eat the food there and stuff. But if you don't work there, if you're a man, whatever, and you working as a service person, whatever service they was doing there, like, I don't know, cleaning the hoofs off horses, whatever they was doing, they're not making that much money to be able to survive, to be able to do anything. Or farm hand or whatever they was doing back then.
Laws of health and hygiene, as well as in the technical knowledge of cleaning, cooking, and household etiquette. The high death rate of the Negro is largely due to the condition of living rather than to marked racial weaknesses and to the widespread ignorance of the laws of health.
You hear that? The reason why they're dying is because of the conditions outside, the material conditions outside. That you can't get a job, you can't be able to take care of yourself, you can't be able to provide for yourself and your family. When you live in a society, in a system that is like that, you're gonna die. It's gonna kill you. And that's what they're saying right there. It ain't because of their race. That's why they're dying, they have all these diseases. Nah. It's because the society around them is making sure they don't have the resources to be able to take care of themselves, to grow, to populate, to overtake them. If you don't understand any of that, how can you say you understand what's going on in your own life? There is people that's always calling me silly. They be like, yo, you like in the video when I went to Philly, some dude was mad that I was down there like trying to find out what's going on. He calling me goofy, stupid, and all of this stuff. He has no idea about any of this. He hasn't studied, knows nothing. But these idiots are the ones that's always calling, like, they always call me stupid because the stuff I'm saying is counter to what they know, what they've learned. So it sounds stupid to them. We're counterculture. As pastors, we're counterculture. Culture is stupid. The culture in America, you got to be a dummy. If you want to be a Panther, the first step to being a Panther is educating yourself. Right there, we're counterculture. You can't just guess and make up stuff. You got to read the Philadelphia Negro and act like, and don't be one of them people act like you read it. Like, you read the Philadelphia Negro? Yeah, what about? Never read nothing, don't know a page, don't know nothing he's talking about. Just heard of it.
The family life needs strengthening at every point, a work in which the churches might do more than at present. The Negro Church is strong as a social institution, but under present conditions, it absorbs relatively too large a proportion of the family
income. They're talking about the church. They're talking about the church. You know, like all these institutions put here to keep you dumb, deaf, and blind. The church. Because back then, in 1896, most of the professionals were in church. Those were the politicians, was the preachers, the pastors, and all these people were controlled by the dominant society. They controlled them. So they told them what to tell us, like God wanted us to be slaves. The white man was Jesus, and all this goofy stuff that they used to tell us, that's in the Bible. They used to be preaching to people. And what is he saying? That most of the money, they were taking the money from the people in the community. Yo, I remember my mother been paying tithes since I was young. If they could just get the money on all the tithes my mother done paid into these bullshit garbage churches, excuse my language. If they could just pull up all the tithes that my mother paid to all these people while she was suffering, the family at home suffering, but she's paying all this money to the church because she believes this is what God wants her to do. What have these churches done? What institutions have they built? What economic centers have they built? All these institutions have been produced by our oppressors to maintain our condition. And they're telling you in 1896 that y'all giving too much money to the church. These churches ain't doing nothing for y'all. Telling you right there.
Could be spent more profitably on the social activities of the home.
Yeah, that money can be spent better at home. Social activity, the money you give to church could be spent better with your family.
The housing problem is one of the most serious among Philadelphia Negroes.
Housing problem is one of the most serious amongst Philadelphia Negro. What's our number one problem in North New Jersey, in Philadelphia, and wherever you're at? What's the number one problem? Housing. Nothing has changed. Housing. Listen some more.
With the present progress in housing reform among the poorer classes of whites and the foreign population, it should be easy to apply effective remedies. Negroes now pay abnormally high rents for
accommodation. I done broke the table, but I got it. Look, how is that not what we're dealing with right now? How is that not what we're dealing with? Hey, yo, we pay over $2,000 in rent. Yo, everybody, people paying like $1,900. We live in the hood. We live in Newark. We live in Newark, New Jersey. We in the hood. What's going on here? Hey, am I still on? Because my screen frozen. Okay, I'm back.
Yes.
Okay. Yo, but how much we paying for rent? How much are we paying in Newark right now? Yo, studio's like $1,200, $1,300. Remember I told you the average person in Newark only making like 20-something, 30-something thousand a year? No, but how much are we paying for rent? How are we not going through the same conditions? No, but how much are we paying for rent? How are we not going through the same conditions?
All right.
Back on it.
Wait a minute, Mark.
I'm going to try not to get too excited.
Introduction. And being discriminate person of only subject to race, prejudice, and is very called no. I feel that no emphasis into the most forgiveness of the laws of health, the family is strengthening up every point of work in which the church is not doing open affairs. And every church is a social institution and the present symbols. It observes relative theological portion of the family and effectively on the social activities of the family. Another important is one of the most serious and non-Philadelphia Negroes with the progress of resolution of the forces of rights and the family population to apply effective remedies. Negroes don't pay abnormal holders for forced terminations and raise prejudice accentuates this difficulty out of which
No, out of which many evils grow. Excuse me. Like when we're helping people with their housing, we get all the documents. And we get the documents and we look at the documents and we see all this stuff, the fraudulent things that the landlord, the slumlords are doing. And then we take all this information and you take it to like City Hall, to the council people. They call the slumlords and they tell the slumlords, the people that are coming down there reporting them. And the slumlords focus their energy now on that person. They use their lawyers from New York. They use their judges to try to remove that person. It's because these people that live in these communities are not seen as worthy. That is why they're doing these things. This is how capitalism works. It's not that people can't afford to live there. They have passed laws and made rules to make people not be able to afford it there. And that's what he's saying right here. That's what he's saying right here. I'm going to play it again.
Negroes don't pay abnormal holders for forced terminations and raise prejudice accentuates this difficulty out of which
Yeah. Our race plays a part in it. Our race plays a major part in it. You cannot live in America and think like America is not race, like race has been. Everything is about race. Race is part of everything. Our race is a part of everything. Yo, if we were here and there was the people that live in Livingston, if you switch those people from Livingston and you put them in Newark, and you take the people from Newark and you send them to Livingston, if the landlord there have hot water, if the landlord had rats and mice all around here, and those white people left from here and went down to City Hall, and they went to go speak to the mayor, speak to these people, and wanted accountability. Number one, they got enough money to be able to have lawyers to be able to fight those people. Number two, them black politicians will trip over themselves trying to take care of these white people. When we go down there, they just look at you as a nigger. They're like, just tell this nigga anything and get you up out of there. That's the reality that we're dealing with. That's the world that we're dealing with. Not this fake world of democracy where you go down and there's politicians, you go tell the politicians, they come like, they come save you. That's not the world we live in. Hold them accountable for the politicians to hold the slumlords accountable. That's not the world we live in. They see a nigga coming, and they won't do nothing for you.
Many readers of this report will look most eagerly for what is said on the subject of race, prejudice, and the so-called I feel that no one can read chapter 16 without being impressed with the impartiality and self-control of the writer. Dr. Du Bois has stated that Tax 1550 delicacy and artist in order to wish to know if he is favored of the truth or says statement in an attempt to restate it. In this connection, a noble presentation of this difficult being for the same idea some time ago with the word with interest. The report shows clearly that the better educated classes among the Philadelphia Negroes deal very keenly with justice of the class, antagonism, outcomes, and the discriminate class involved in the rules together.
Yeah? You hear what the uppity Negroes think? Let me bring it back a little bit. Listen to what the uppity Negroes think. How dare you put me with them other niggas? I'm not like them niggas over there. Word up. Listen to them again.
A novel presentation of this difficult being for the same author published sometime ago in Panther with the word with interest. The report shows clearly that the better educated classes among the Philadelphia.
The better educated class, because if you're better educated, you have more access to stuff. The better educated classes among the Philadelphia Negroes. The injustice of the class antagonism that comes.
Antagonism that comes and being discriminate class involved in the rules together. And eating fruit while the British shortcomings of the ignorant, racist, and criminal.
Remember, they told you there was no jobs over there. That's why most of the men like doing what they're doing, participating in the underground economy, all of that. That's what they told you like a few words earlier. But now they're telling you how the middle class Negro, how the educated Negro look at those same people down there. Now they're talking like right now they're talking about black on black crime, black on black crime. I mean they're telling you how they feel about them down there. I'm gonna let it keep going.
It appears that such is the habit of the white population comes up frequently in the following ages. Everybody knows and the very nature of his task to divorce as wisely refrained for the most part from drawing conclusions or introducing innocent saviors of personal judgment. It is therefore a serious charge and worthy of reflection when he is constrained to stay in an employees. But the class of Negroes which the prejudice of every city has the stamp and courage is that of the criminal.
Yeah, I think this is Du Bois. They're saying this is what Du Bois said, that what the government has encouraged is that of the criminal, the lazy, and the shiftless. See the separation within the class? So they're saying the government is supporting these people. This is who the government is. Like how are they supporting them when they don't have nothing? Like they're saying that's who they have institutions to serve. They always say that now. You hear people quickly say, hey, somebody come from jail, they get housing, they got free education, they get this, they treat people that's in jail. Like, you just sound stupid. You sound ignorant. When you
or they be like, I wish I had food stamps.
I was like, what are you talking about? Somebody walked out of prison. You ain't even got an ID. You don't even have a license. We helping people get their license. It takes months to get a license. What job you going to? That you're going to go work? You hear all these middle class people always act like the people that are at the bottom are getting all these rewards. Like they talk about the food stamp, they got all this food in their refrigerator and all of this. If they're giving you food stamps, you can go get a job to move out that neighborhood. If you go get a job paying you minimum wage, they're going to cut your food stamp. So you got a choice. Either don't go get a job and get the food stamp to be able to eat and take care of your family, or go get a job and don't get no food stamps, and you're going to mess around and get kicked out of that free housing because now you ain't got a job. So you're stuck in no man's land. You're just stuck in perpetual poverty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can I interrupt? They raised the age, people, from 54 to 64. 20 hours per week you got to work for Medicaid or SNAP. I mean, come on. And then they're saying they're dropping the dependent age? I mean, this 54 to 64?
No, 100%. No, you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. Yo, there's a war against the people. There's a war against them. Like, who you expected to go work with? You know what they're going to tell you to go work at? They're going to want you to go work for free at some church, at some establishment, non-profit that they control, that the government control. They want you to go there and go work for them for free, for you to be able to get food stamps, for you to be able to eat.
Absolutely. Because if that was the case, where are the jobs? I mean, and you at a certain age, 52, 64, they're talking about job discrimination, age job discrimination. So now you're going to just flood the gates and everybody's going to, I mean, it's so asinine. Do you know what a 64-year-old person looks like?
It's slavery by another name.
And I want to add, too, this is to replace the immigrant labor force, because they're locking up the immigrants, and immigrants are scared to come to work. These jobs need employees because they will not pay a living wage. They refuse. So instead of making these jobs pay living wage so people can, afford rent, they're going to just keep looking for cheaper and cheaper labor. And this is another way for them to get cheap labor.
And you have the Democrats, you have these fake Democrats sitting there on their hands like they can't do nothing. Like there's nothing that they could do. Even though they was in power, they were in power too. They were just in power. They passed no laws to help people, to make sure people would not be getting abused. Because if they did help people, they would have stayed in power. They would have stayed in power. If they came in there and they passed policies and did things that help people, they wouldn't have got voted out of power. You see, but both of them work for the corporation, work for the imperialists. So right now, Trump did this, they don't pass the bill, what they're doing, whatever they're doing, I don't even care. I don't want to read the bill. I mean, it's all bad. I don't want nothing to do with the bill. No bill that they pass from now on to the day that I die, I'm ever going to read, because these people are our enemies. We shouldn't be reading nothing they pass. All our energy should be focused on us, organizing together to build institutions to take care of ourselves. So now they don't have to tell our mothers at 60-something they got to go out there and go work for free for a church, work at a pantry, work somewhere, make them work for them to be able to eat. If we don't start to organize and build these institutions ourselves, nobody's going to do it for us. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. Their policies, their bills are going to keep getting worse and worse. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Trump is going to lose. Trump is going to lose in the midterms.
Absolutely. Because they got to understand welfare didn't start with black people, okay? You know who gets all that welfare? White people.
Yeah.
And they mad as hell. Let me tell you, I was just seeing a clip, and I mean, they are mad as hell.
Technically, white people are the majority of people.
No, that's what she said. That's what she's saying. They're getting it.
Oh, they say
No, that's what she said.
I also want to add before I forget that the same way Trump was able to pass his big, beautiful bill, like you say, Chairman, Democrats was empowered.
Let me finish. You see, they're not letting me finish. Hey, the Democrats are going to win, and they're not going to do nothing either. And then in a couple of years, they're going to, I don't know what kind of Trump figure that they're going to bring in. They're going to come in, and they're going to pass another horrible bill. And they're like, we're all going to be like 70, 80, 90 years old, and these things are going to keep going on and on and on and on and on until we stop.
Absolutely.
We organize together to build institutions in our community. Because I'm telling you, your Democrats are going to win in the midterms. They're going to win the White House. It's going to be Democrats all over again, and they're not going to do anything. I can tell you the future. It's sociological imagination. I can tell you, because they've been doing it forever. They've been doing it since Philadelphia Negro. They've been doing it. They're not going to change anything. So there's no point in me even reading Trump's bill. All he's doing is trying to take away from the people. He's gonna take and take, and there's nothing we can do about it. I don't care if you're sitting home right now and you think like there's anything you can do to hold these politicians accountable. You have a problem. You're delusional. You cannot hold them accountable. The only thing you can do is organize yourself to take care of yourself. But you can't make them do nothing. These people are millionaires. I mean, they'll get a lawyer to just have you in court for the next 20 years. They'll have the police come down and knock you upside the head and lock you up. They'll ban you from going everywhere because they have access to all those institutions because it belongs to them. We have to learn to walk away from them and their institutions and organize and build our own. That's why we're here, to serve as a template of it going on in the community. You hungry, we bring you food. You ain't got a place to stay, we help you find a place to stay. You looking for a job, you looking for something, whatever you want, we here to help you. We here to help you. Let's put our resources together and do this on a bigger level. Where we have homes, we have houses, we own things. They belong to us. And then let's watch these people come try to take it. And I'll show you how hard our people can fight. You're not taking nothing from no black person, yo. Once that black person own that stuff right there, you're going to have to kill them to take it away from them. See, our problem is we own nothing here. We just coming and going.
I just want to add, this takes me back to the Palestinian people. They own their land. You can bomb them. You can kill their grandmothers. They don't care. They not leaving. They own that land.
They will go underground. They will build tunnels underground. You can bomb every school, every hospital, everything. We're not going nowhere. You see, but we're not on that level yet. We still think like if they come and bomb us, we're going to call the police, we're going to call the Air Force to come protect us. None of these things are for you. This is not your government. You don't live in a democracy. This is an oligarchy. I didn't make those terms up. Those are the scientific terms made by the rich white people in their academic schools. And they did their studies, and they told us this is not a democracy. America is not a democracy. I ain't making that up.
The shepherds, even the city teams with institutions and charities, even those succor and sympathy.
Yeah, there's succor and sympathy for the poor people, for the lumpen, for the people at the bottom. This is what the people in the boys class. This is how the boys saw the poor people. This is how they saw them. Like all the resources is for the poor people. I mean, they got all this stuff for them, charity, sympathy, but where can you talk about educated people? Listen to
them. Philadelphians are thinking and planning. If they be educated and speech being intelligent, spoke in not platitudes, wages and not arms, just the words and not sayings. As such colored in Philadelphia, the Panther has no use.
So the intellectual, Philadelphia has no use for the intellectual. Why are you looking to Philadelphia to save you, intellectual? How come you don't understand that you have to build your own institutions under imperialism, under this government that just had you as a slave? Why are you looking to assimilate? You see, that was Du Bois' problem early on. He wanted to be white. He believed he could be white. That was your problem.
Of the truth, and as the falsity of this statement, they the careful perusal of this prepared English evidence ever lead to honest convictions and corresponding action on the part of the citizens of Philadelphia, where it sums up the pivotal problem of all the legal problems of the city. Even the Muslim says that as though everyone's cannot command.
Listen to that right there. If the Negroes themselves, listen to this.
Even the
Listen to this. This is big right here. If the Negroes themselves, that is, their upper ranks, cannot command
themselves, that is, their upper ranks cannot command these privileges and secure them, or competent to possess them, they are denied the possession of the organized prejudices that destroy the race around them, and these prejudices cannot be broken down, and scientific philanthropy is helpless to contribute to their improvement.
Philanthropy, NGO, nonprofits, charity, it's pointless. Our progress is pointless. If the people, the leadership, the people that are in leadership in our community, the people that our community, that our people listen to, if these people are not able to secure institutions to serve us, to serve the people, because every group of people got to have people that are leaders, got to have leaders in that group. Our leaders right now are politicians, are academic, even back then, are like people in the church, or the celebrities. These are the people that the society looked towards, the culture looked towards as leaders. And then he's telling you here, if these people cannot build institutions to take care of their own people, all that philanthropy stuff is garbage. It's useless. It's useless.
And the present proposal that it's a benefit charity will cease altogether.
It doesn't cease altogether. And actually, that's where we're at. Because the people that are buck with you, these NGO, these nonprofits, these churches, these people like Al Sharpton, all these people, they are not negative. They're making things worse in the community. They're making things worse by and large by the stuff that they're even teaching the people. Like telling the people, if you want liberation, you need to go march down to Trenton to go demand that they pass a law. What are you, stupid? You still don't understand how the imperialism works? You're going to walk down to Master's house and go tell Master, I demand you do this. This is what the leaders are saying. Call your congressman. They're not your congressman. That's what they tell you. Listen to them. Go vote. These are the things that those in leadership tell our people.
And the last analysis, the rise of the leaders have to be in proportion to the ability of his race. And
in proportion to the ability of the upper classes of his race to infuse whatever you're about to say coming next. But the only way we're going to survive, that's what Du Bois was saying. The only way we're going to survive, we're going to be able to liberate ourselves if the upper people, remember when they say the talented 10th, people try to misconstrue what he's talking about. But he's saying these people with the resources, the people with the money, with the education, with all these things, if they're not going to come together and fund stuff like this, to do this kind of studies and hire somebody like a Du Bois instead of a white woman and white people funding this information so they could use it themselves. If these black people with all these resources that we all sitting right here worshiping, because I saw y'all worshiping Beyonce, it's all over social media, their concepts, all this goofy stuff that you celebrate these idiots, these comedians. And what's his name? What's this comedian? He married an Asian lady, man. Dave Chappelle. All of these people. I look on my social media, I look everywhere. Like, black people look to these people as if they're geniuses. As if they've added anything to civilization. When all they've done is been a net negative. They've added to the demise of the people. They've distracted the people. And Du Bois is saying these people with this resource, with this money, it is their duties to build these schools in this community. Not me, that's poor as hell. I ain't got no money. Not us. Not us that's like that. We don't have it. But since they won't do it, we must do it ourselves, or we will perish. So they came out with a big, beautiful bill. Can you imagine what bill they're going to come out with in 10 years, in 12 years? Can you imagine what bill they're going to, if this is what they're doing now, they're doing all of this, can you imagine what they're going to come out with? Because the Democrats are going to win. They're going to just do like fake stuff. They're going to do fake stuff to act like they're changing stuff, but they're not really going to change nothing. And at the end of the day, people are going to hate the Democrats because they're going to look at them like, man, they're just like the Republicans. And then they're going to vote for another Republican that come and talk slick, whatever, and they like what he's saying. They're going to vote for him. And him or she going to win. Or he, she, with the old pronouns, all of the pronouns, with the rainbow pronouns, they're going to win. And they're going to go in there and they're going to do the same thing. Even worse. And where we going to be at? This is almost over, but I want to say something real quick. They were talking about going to war a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago. They may still go to war. And the head of the CIA is saying how these rich people have bomb shelters to survive a nuclear war. What do we have? What do we have as people? Because people always be like, I'm not political. I don't want to get involved with politics. You don't want to understand what's going on around you. What do we have? If they drop a nuclear bomb, what are you doing? You, your children, your future children, everything is done if they drop a nuclear bomb. How are you preparing yourself? How are we preparing ourselves?
How is your favorite politician preparing you?
You hear them talking about bomb shelters? You hear them talking about building stuff for you to survive a nuclear war? This is not the conversation that they're having, but they have places where they're going to go if there's a nuclear war. They had codes. And we just sitting here like big dummies. I refuse to be a big dummy with y'all. Yo, in 100 years, 200 years, if the planet is still here and y'all dig this up and y'all see me talking, and yo, these people frustrated me, man. I hated these savages of my period. They didn't want to do nothing, people. I was telling them, we all saw this stuff. We telling them now, they don't want to do shit. So, like, when you call them big dummies, don't call me a big dummy. I saw what was coming. And I was doing podcasts. I had after school program. We giving out food. Like I'm talking, people take time out their life to do this work, to try to organize and pull people in for us to build something. This is hard work. A young man that's in college, he's reaching out to in DR to organize and build an organization to build our chapter out there. Like, that's work he got to do. He got to teach them the Panther stuff. It's work. He's in school. He got a job. He's still doing this. We had the after-school program. We had the sporting things. Hey, yo, Poppy coaching like 6 teams. And he's got a job, and he's going to school. But he's organizing. All that stuff, all that organizing work, all that work is being done every day. Yo, what's your excuse? Why haven't you joined an organization to help build anything in the community? Why haven't you joined us? Real talk. Because that's why we're here. I'm not here for no other reason but that, to find you.
Confuse the lower standard of our society with the intellectual and moral prerequisites of economic survival, which they themselves provide.
You hear what he said? And that's another problem. He said they need to teach the underclass, the talented type. There's rich people, there's people with the resources. They need to teach the people at the bottom how to get the resources like they did. And you know what, the boys? That's what they've been doing for the last 100 years, man. They've been teaching the rest of us how to sell out, how to code switch, how to shoe shuffle and dance for us to be able, like every time I think about shoe shuffling now, I think about, what's his name, on the table dancing, whatever his name is. He on the table dancing for all these white executives. That's what I think about now. When I think about this dude,
I think, was that McMills?
Not McMills, the other one. He was locked up. What you call it, man? Bobby Smurder. Bobby Smurder. I wish I had the video to put the video on. He dancing on the table to all these white record executives. That's what all these middle-class black people been teaching the rest of the black people. How to code switch, how to change your name, how to be an Uncle Tom, how to be a politician, how to support these politicians for you to be able to succeed. They have been teaching how to build institutions of our own, build our own schools. That's not what these Negroes been teaching. So our people still deaf, dumb, and blind. Our people running. You know, the intellectual, the rich, the middle class, they have all been sheepdogging, sheep herding for imperialism, getting all our people to go into those institutions. Don't listen to any of these people. I know some of y'all listen to MSNBC, CNN, everything, Eddie Globe, all of these people, Cornell West, all of them. These people should not be listened to. Eddie Globe is in Princeton. He in Princeton, New Jersey. He teach out there in Princeton, New Jersey. That boy ain't never come to North. That boy ain't never step his foot out here to come feed nobody. But he would be on MSNBC talking about something he want to cry, how this country, what this country is doing and all of this. All these people are frauds. Frauds.
Senator Panther, President of the University of Pennsylvania, June 18. Introduction.
That's the end of the introduction. Jesus Christ. We're going to go through the next part real fast then. So this is where we go real quick. Let me drop the bomb here. We go on, tell it. Let me go.
So that's what you're thinking from here.
How many? Like, I think she said like 10,000 of workers, union workers are going on strike. You know why that jumped in my mind? That's about the same number in North of the people that vote. All the people that work in these jobs, that work at City Hall, these government jobs, these teachers, those are the people that vote. The masses of the people don't vote. The mass of the people understand this system is corrupt to the core, and it doesn't matter what politician they vote for, they're not going to change anything. So if you don't have a personal relationship with them, you're not even beat for the politics they're talking about. So I'm going to bring it back again. Listen to the number she said. Because these are the people that vote. These are the people with these government jobs that go out there and vote. And I'm saying that for a reason. I'm going to get there.
5,000 workers on strike. So let's remember the statement from here. Today. City is offering 2.75% this year and then 3% the next 2 years.
No, but how much are we paying for rent? How are we not going through the same conditions?
Well, you want to know if you're at the elected office, what kind of payrolls are you getting? So you need to investigators. If it's big time, you can operate budget for 2026 with the budget for 2025. And most of the mayors don't fact did not see a raise in this budget, but the mayor itself saw a 3.1% raise. What is really big is the number of people working in the mayor's office and the total budget for staff salaries. It's totaling over $3.9 million now, which is up 37%.
Remember I told you, the people that are working, whatever, the people that support the mayor, the people that support these politicians, look how it went up. Total staff salaries up 47%. She's telling you the only people, like the only thing that went up was the people that was in there working for the mayor. And if you're working for the mayor, you're working there. You must adhere. You must follow what she's saying. You must. If there's COVID, you better take that shot. If she tell you to take a shot, you're taking the shot. Whatever they want you to believe, that's what you believe in. All those people that work there that she get them jobs to, she owned them.
And to the last budget, the mayor has added 9 positions to the staff, including senior advisors and executive assistants. The senior overseer, the average salary for an employee in your mayor's office is $135,000 a year, which is more than 3 times.
You're going to employee for the mayor's office, 100 and something. Hey, yo. Now let me keep playing it first. I'm going to get to this in a second.
The average salary is 3 members. Did you bring 100% raise?
Like she just said, the salary that they get and the people that work at City Hall, whatever, the salary that they get, I think she said it's 3 times more than what the people that work at those locals, the unions, like the garbage and all that, how much they're making.
It is often slightly below what would be to keep up with inflation. Everything in the metro area is up 2.9% over the last year, according to the Consumer Price Index. For your background, the salary is about $240,000. That is up to $261 in the final of the office, which is a 1% increase.
What you call it? In Philadelphia, PA, the black or African American population is the largest ethnic group, with approximately 615,000 residents in 2023. According to the Data USA, this represents 39.9, about 40% of the city's total population. But 615, remember, like I bet you go look at that, the voting. You go look who vote for the council person, who vote for the mayor. They like in the single digits. They're in the single digits of voting. Those 10,000 people, I mean, like all of them don't come out themselves. But most of the voting comes from those people that work in these government jobs, the city government jobs. These are the people that vote. The masses of the people on the ground that's suffering, they don't participate in none of this electoral process stuff. They just look at it as a joke. Like this stuff. So she just told you that they're going through, they fight through their their contract negotiations with the city. I'm gonna let the mayor speak. Listen to the mayor. Look at them. Do we look like we're not free? We in charge of the plantation now. Look, it's a black woman right there. Because all you need is to put a black woman and everything is going to change. We can't, no white man, don't put no white man there, don't put no black man there. All you got to do is get a woman, get a black woman, and it's going to change. And you just heard what they say she's paying them people that are standing behind her. Look at the police. You see how confused we are as black people? I wish the boys could see this right now. How was Du Bois could see this? Like the Philadelphia he was talking about, he was there, the white people controlling everything. Then go the Negroes in the back. Look at that Negro. Look at the other Negro. They're back there. How has things changed for the masses of the people? And then look how she talked with this fake confidence, this fake brashness. You're not that. You're not her. You a fraud or Uncle Tom. But these people like have no shame. Psychotic, sociopaths. That you could just stand up here. Yo, that's a dangerous woman right there. That woman is dangerous. Like I can't stand up in front of people and lie. Even coming here doing this podcast, I'll be a little bit apprehensive. But listen to her.
When you talk about information on social media, I can't counter it. But I can't tell you that the New District Council 33, that's 280,000 plus.
District lead is 280 plus thousand. Remember I told you, over in the north, we're making 20-something, 30. It can't be that much worse in Philly. Hey, do you have any data out there? How much do people make, General Secretary?
Yeah. I have pulling it up. Hold on.
That's crazy.
She's making $269,000 right now.
That's what she made.
Huh?
That's what she made.
Yes, $269,000 right now.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
How much do people there make?
How much her people?
Yeah, how much the regular people that live there? How much do they make?
Oh, the average salary for a city worker in Philadelphia is approximately $49,548. But for some city laborers, that's on the high end. The average is $37,000.
That's crazy. Now, while I'm talking, look up and see how much the average resident there make. You heard me?
Yes, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, but listen to that. She make $200 and some $1,000, 61, whatever, and the people there making 30, 20, 40. That's how much they making. Yo, who you think the loyalty is to? And this is the money on the books that you could see that the government is paying her. Yo, how much is she getting from them developers? Is she a millionaire yet? How much money she getting? How much kickback is she getting? But just stand up there and talk to people, like preaching to people that you're doing this, you got a lot on your plate. Like the people, they don't have a lot on their plate.
Chairman, they say the average resident in Philly makes about $37,000, which is equivalent to like $18 per hour, which is nowhere near rent money.
Yeah, look up how much it is for rent. How much the rent stuff is over there, and how high the gentrification rate is. Because this is all her responsibility. This is what she's responsible for. I mean, this is like when they come in and they say they're supposed to be working for the people, they're supposed to be holding the slumlords accountable, holding the corporations accountable to pay people enough for them to be able to survive.
Chairman, the average rent for a one-bedroom is $1,545, and for a two-bedroom is $1,745. That's your annual income. That's more than your annual income.
And what was Du Bois saying just now? What was Du Bois saying? That the people are paying way too much money for this. It's the same thing now. You see, all they did was remove a white face and put these nigger faces there. These traders, these Uncle Toms, put them in those positions for them to do their bidding. The people are suffering through the same conditions. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Let me let her finish a little, whatever she's talking about.
Residents of the city of Philadelphia, I do have the right to share the truth with you. It started with the same exact ceremony that Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kitty that was 261,000.
261,000. What are you doing for 261,000? The schools are garbage. People not making enough to survive. People are starving. Gentrification. Why are you earning 261,000? What are you doing to justify earning that money while people are catching hell?
$487. So the thing when I came in, I gave myself 90%. It should picture Philadelphia. I've been here in America 18 months. I had to deal with a plane crash, an explosion, deadly fires, mass shootings, a school district that we're funding for.
Do she sound like a slave, or she sound like she work in Master House? These are the same schools, the schools that don't educate us. That's the school she's talking about. Mass transit, that ain't our transit. Everything she's talking about is for empire. Look at them, bro. Like they stand up there like they free, like we free. Like I'm the one that's crazy. When I know the masses of our people is suffering, they're not making enough to survive. You see, I keep saying it. Yo, they kicked us off the plantation and told everybody to go fend for yourself. You're not free. You're still a slave. You just don't live on the plantation no more. You're still living under the same conditions. People are still living under poor schools, poor housing, poor health, poor everything. Nothing changed. You just could go home on furlough now. That's all. That's all that changed. I mean, I don't know if she said anything of more. Anyway, she's not saying nothing. But this is when the strike started, and you already see when they say the crabs in the barrel. Look how they fight. Now you have issues with the people that's been working there, working in sanitation, working in Master House cleaning. There's a problem with them dudes now, and the other dudes that want to make money, that are trying to make money off what's going on. You're going to see more videos, man. This is what we're going through, man. Yo, it is so much. If you wanted to write about this stuff, yo, it's a wealth of information here. Like, there's so many different ways you could go with this. Because, look, you have on one side the house Negroes that ain't getting paid nothing. They're on the bottom of the scale. But they're still house Negroes, though, because they're getting fed by the system. They've been working there forever. They don't want to pay them. Then you got all the other Negroes that have been locked out of the job market. Remember what Du Bois was talking about? And there was no job for these people. They got to do underground stuff. These people see all the garbage piling up. Now they're running out here saying, like, yo, I'm about to go make some money by getting this garbage. And what is the mayor doing? Having organizations, having non-profits that's going out paying them for them to come remove the garbage. So now the one group of house Negroes is fighting with some field Negroes that just as backwards. At the end of the day, we don't win at all. We don't win. This is the head of the union. Well, President, let him talk.
You know, the city is supposedly pro-labor. Suppose James Holden, quite often, he said, if you go over what you say, because we see what you do. You hear what you say, but we see what you do. Like I said, we can't really do that. Quite honestly, we have something on it. And so instead of taking a point, we can actually work together and try to come to a resolution. So I made the state aggravation so they can go pick away. And we're here. We're out here.
Hey, like I said, remember, this is Philly. You hear him? He's the head of the union there. And he said he don't believe city government. They don't believe in city government. Yo, after they give him that money, because they're going to give them the money. After they give them the money, they send them back to work. He ain't going to be out there picketing. He ain't going to be out there fighting to liberate anybody, build no institutions or any of that. All he's fighting for is for his piece of the pie. Him and the people that work that are in his union. We're not in his union. Most of the people out there in Philly, the mass of the black people out there in Philly, they not in his union. You see, people always talk about workers of the world unite. How about the people that ain't working over there? That ain't got no job. They shouldn't unite. What should happen to them? And why the hell would I trust a worker? Workers are grimy. Workers are grimy. The grimiest place to be is in the workplace. They will cut your throat before you even swallow your spit. Workers of the world are whores. They will sell anybody to make a buck. That's why they're workers. Nothing, hey man, everybody works. Everybody got to work. I work. My family work. I mean, nobody's going to their job to go lose their job, bro. This is not where the revolution is going to be at. And the unions is not where the revolution or anything is going to change. Because those unions only fight for themselves. They don't fight for the masses of the people. They don't. And you know what? Let me take this opportunity right now to say it. Yo, it's been a couple of years. I haven't said nothing. It's been probably over 10 years. Over 10 years. Because I just said what I just said. But remember I said earlier that I don't know everything. I don't know everybody. There's no, what the hell is the term that I keep forgetting? There's no something.
Absolute.
There are no absolutes. My bad. There are no absolutes. When I talk about this union, there are no absolutes. Because I know another union. I know I'm contradicting myself right now, but I'm going to get there. Now, I'm not really contradicting myself because what this union is doing, I don't know any other union that's doing it. So I really don't believe I'm contradicting myself. Yo, there's a white dude. His name is Mike Iovino with the Teachers Union in Newark, New Jersey. Yo, he's been watching the stuff that we do in the community with the kids, with the after-school program, and everything we've been doing with the children for the last, 17 years. Yo, every quarter, there's a check that comes to us from the union, from the Teachers Union in Newark, New Jersey. They send us a check to help with the stuff that we're doing in the community. It's not a crazy amount of money. It's not $10,000s of dollars. It's a low check to help us do what we're doing. And, yo, if Iovino, if something happened with Iovino, and he comes and he says, yo, man, like, we about to go on strike. Yo, there's no way I can support Iovino or I can support the Teachers Union because they have supported the work that we've been doing in the community to help the people. So even though I'm saying the union in total is not where you look for liberation, there are no absolutes. I mean, and I've never said this before. I've never said this in public. And Mike Iovino, like I said, he's white. I cannot say that about any other black professional, black anything in the community that has given us anything. It's black people that help. I'm talking about black lumpings. It's black people that I know, black friends I have that help, people that donate to our cause. But black organizations like the union, like that union, the North Teachers Union, to be giving us to every quarter, donating money to the stuff that we're doing in the community, nah, that's not happening. And this union in Philly, I doubt they support any revolutionary organization. Anybody can say what they want to say about the North Teachers Union, but we know for a fact, because we're a revolutionary organization. I put a stamp on that, because I wouldn't be part of the organization if it wasn't revolutionary. We are against the government, the status quo. And this union, maybe this might be the last time they give us some bread, but every quarter, they give us a couple of dollars to help what we're doing. Like in the summertime, we got the kids outside, we got to feed them, we got to have water, we got to get the basketball because we got a basketball camp. Every day, these kids got to eat. Every day, they got to drink water. Where you going to get this stuff from? We got to pay for it. So whatever couple of dollars, pennies they give us, it's huge for us to be able to provide for the community. So if they got into a jam and they came to the revolutionary organization and they said we're in a jam, yeah, we stand in solidarity with you because you've been standing in solidarity with us to help these children, to help these families. Yeah.
Question for you. Are there any stipulations on that? Like they can't do? Is this like a laissez-faire type of thing, hands off? Do they give you any stipulations that they can't be? Because I remember, I don't know if you remember, this lady named, her name was Malin Zaniqua, and she had written a letter to Mumia, like saying happy birthday, had the kids write happy birthday to him. And I mean, the people went off. I mean, she actually, what happened was she got fired for doing that. And, you
are 100% correct. That's why I said, it's been over 10 years that they've been giving us this bread, and I've never said anything because I've always feel like if you say something, like people in the union themselves, other people that are racist in the union may start attacking him. I'm not even talking about the government or anybody, but the check he give us, he just sent us a check in the mail from the North Teachers Union to help us with the work we're doing. There's no attachment. There's nothing to it. Yo, I've been talking about the teachers. I've been talking about the North public school system like dogs. Like they've never. I've been thinking like, damn, yo, I gotta watch what I say about the teachers and what's going on around here. But he's never stopped giving the money because like it wasn't based on like what I said or me defending them. I don't go to their meetings. I haven't been. Yo, I went in 2011, 2010. Now they were fighting for a contract, and that's around the time where I make Mike Iovino. But since then, I haven't been to a rally. I haven't been to a meeting. I haven't been to nothing that they've been doing. And I'm telling you, all these years, every quarter, he makes sure the union writes us a check. But when he leaves, of course that check is gonna be gone. Nobody. I don't know. I don't think the union anybody's gonna keep doing what he's been doing. But there are no absolutes. And the reason why I said this whole thing is, what has this union been doing to support the people in Philly?
Absolutely.
The people in Philly that are suffering on the ground. What have you been doing? Because they're talking about scabs. They're talking about scabs coming in. Like, look, I'm gonna turn the volume down because he keep cursing. But this is how Philly looks. We drove out there. They just people throwing their garbage out here because they have no garbage people to pick the garbage up. This is not sanitary. It's a lot of stuff that can happen from this. I mean, but that's how Philly looking right now. And this is the conversation that people are having out there.
This city strike letting me know how much niggas will never, ever stick together. Niggas out here trying to pick up the trash the strikers said I'm not picking up. Nigga, that's equivalent to being a house nigga. Yeah, master, I'll get a guy. I got it, master. You don't never have to worry about nothing over here, master. Everything you want, I was gonna pick up, master, every time. The slaves is fighting back. The slaves is out here fighting back. Y'all niggas out here being house niggas. Congratulations, niggas. Niggas can't stick together for trash.
He said niggas can't stick together for trash. No, but even he himself, he's not educated enough to understand that the union workers, these are house niggas too. These are house niggas. The people that are in the field, the niggas that are going out there picking up these bags, trying to make a couple of money for themselves, these are field Negroes that don't have no education themselves. So both of them are now fighting for black people. The union is not fighting for black people or the people. The people that's out there on the streets are not fighting for black people. They're fighting for themselves. So we are all divided. Like there's no unity. There's no education. I mean, like we feel like this brother right here. He could tell something is wrong because there's no unity. You see, but he can't really understand the different dynamics of this. I mean, so to him, that's where he's coming from. He like, I mean, niggas can't even stand together for trash. I understand, but look, this how I look.
Hey, Sherelle, everybody out here mad as shit at you, Sherelle. I just told you we was up 8 in the morning to bring this motherfucking shit down here. Now everybody in line. Look at this shit. Brothers over here like, man, what the fuck is going on, man? This some suck ass shit, Ralph.
No, but this is I'm not cutting it off and like I all the profanity, but like what you call it? But this is how it's looking out there. I mean, look, listen to homeboy shoot his commercial.
Y'all, so listen, we picking your trash up all over Philadelphia, all over Philly. We know y'all just had the cookouts, the parties and all that, so we picking your trash up. Look, and for everybody in the comments, right, this is what I'm gonna do. We picking 10 kids to have an exclusive Humble experience, get decked out in some Humble exclusive merch back to school, and we either gonna go on the trip to Disney or a music.
See this goofy shit? So now there's what you call it? There's what, General Secretary? What? There's flat. Like they're getting heat. Like people are calling them Uncle Toms and sellouts for going out and picking up the garbage because they're crossing the picket lines. And so now
to try to act like they're not sellouts in Uncle Tom. You heard what he said? They're gonna pick out 10 kids. They're gonna get them some fly gear to go to Uncle Tom schools. Like these people, like, but it's like it's not even his fault. It's not even his fault, man. He's just trying to find a way to survive. He doesn't know any better. I mean, but to me, when I'm organizing, my organization, the work that we do in the community, real talk, we will take them into the party. We'll take people into the party. Our work really is focused on children, because after people get a certain age, they've been socialized to be a certain way. They can't change who they are, and they don't even want to change. And I'm good with that. Stay where you at. But I'd rather use my energy on building institutions. That's why I keep saying that institutions. They live after us, and this is how you guide how people think. Trying to change somebody's mind like this is hopeless. Because while I'm talking to him, either he's going to try to fight me or he's going to try to find ways to justify his behavior. We're not going to reach at a place where we have active dialogue. That's not what he's doing. He's going to justify that. But this is where our people are at. This is where Philly at in 2025. The same Philly that Du Bois was talking about, where Du Bois was saying this brother is cut out of the job market, and he has to find a way to survive. Matter of fact, he said the talented tech need to find a way to help him, to pull him up. The talented tech been kicking him in the face. The middle class been kicking him in the face, been sending his children to prison, been helping the police shoot him and his children, his family in the back. Why do you expect any loyalty from him? And that's how dysfunctional our people are. That's how dysfunctional we are. There's no unity. We have no culture. And in moments like this, you see it.
Let's go. You know what's up? It's the owner, the creator, the mastermind behind the brand, Marsus. Listen, man, the hate real, man. You know what I mean? They seen us come to the trash joint around there on 25th Street, right? Loaded truck earlier this morning, so we pulled back up tonight. We come back with another loaded truck tonight, right? They waved us off, man, told us like, damn, man, I caught a lot of slack for letting y'all come in. Y'all truck loaded, then y'all come with another one. So we right here, man, on Cecily and York, man, at the dumpsters, man. You know what I'm saying? It's, to dump another load. But you see what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? The trash is getting pumped. You know what I mean? We pumping the trash, man. You feel me? So, yeah, a lot of hate, man. That's crazy, man. But, yeah, we getting it done, man. We dumping. Get with us, man. 215-207-7280. I don't care where we at, where y'all at. I'm pulling up. We getting the trash, man. That's what we doing right now, man. We trash trapping, man. That's all we doing. Yeah.
All power to the people. You heard him. They trash trapping. That brother did 27 years in prison. How I know? Did you hear him give out his number? I called him. And I asked him if he could come on the show. He said he had to go to work. He did 27 years in prison. I asked him, when you was locked up, any of the politicians send you commissary? Anybody from the union take care of your family, take care of you? When you came out of prison, did they give you a job? Did they take care of you? The union have done nothing for him. The union have done nothing for those people that are on the ground suffering. The union has done nothing for them. So why should he be loyal to the union? Why should he be loyal to those people? You see, that's how deep this goes. That's how lost we are as a people. We fighting against ourselves. How are we ever going to win? But I spoke to him, and he said he couldn't come because he had another job he had to go to. And I respect that. And I told him, your brother been in prison 27 years. They say niggas don't want to work. Niggas is lazy, shiftless niggas, porch niggas. Niggas don't want to do shit. But he went and got that truck. He out there picking up that garbage. The money he making now, he could be making that before this. But there's no jobs for him, like the boys told you. He's locked out of the economic sector. So how am I going to come out there and tell him, like, yo, you wrong for grabbing that garbage. You wrong for doing that. That would mean my education is limited. My understanding of this, the whole situation is limited. So how is you supposed to eat? But as soon as they give them other dudes the money that they want, they could go back to work, go back maintaining the system, don't have no support for him or any of the other masters of the people catching hell there. But as soon as they get into trouble with master, those people are supposed to stand with them. Yo, it's all backwards. It all makes no sense. But the brother said he's going to come through. I told him whenever he's ready, he should come through. That's his clothing. He got a clothing line too. That's it right there. Marsu's clothing. But that's but he lazy though, because niggas don't want to work. It's not that niggas are locked out of the economic centers. It's that niggas don't want to work. This is how they talk about us. This is how they act. That's how he did another one. Got his Tim's on, got his stuff on, going out there grabbing the garbage out there. So what side should I be on? Should I be mad at him because he is scam? No, but how much are we paying for rent? How are we not going through the same conditions? We doing scam work. But those unions are traders too, man. They're house Negroes too. So like, what side are you on? Neither one of them are on the side of the people. Real talk. Neither one of them are on the side of the people. Neither one of them belong to an organization fighting for liberation of our people. The other groups serve imperialism, serve our enemies. And he just trying to survive out here. What video? What is this right here? This is when I went out there. I took a walk out there to go find out what was going on. I mean, we went out there to go see for ourselves, and I saw all of that. Yo, I almost got into a fight. If you want to see what happened, yo, go to our YouTube page. All power to the people. You go to the YouTube.
Chairman, there's a difference between the gentleman you mentioned in the previous slide and these scabs right here. These scabs are getting paid by the government.
No. But he probably getting paid by the government too, because they got nonprofits out there that's hiring them and giving them the money, whatever. But even if you're not getting paid from the government, even if you're going to pick up the garbage, you're still crossing the picket line. And the dude that wanted to fight me, whatever, if homeboy was there and I was calling him my Uncle Tom, a seller, all of that, he probably would have wanted to fight me too. I mean, he done did 27 years in prison. I mean, he ain't trying to stand there and nobody call him no Uncle Tom and that stuff. But we went out there. I'm going to play a little bit of it. All power to people. So a lot of people, you want to get the party. Whenever the people struggling out, you know that's what we're talking about that. We're really feeling right now. This was a strike. The federal of the murder because they want to pay them. They want to people to workers. Let us go to them who ever go to. Like I could tell you about the kids that they were fighting to do this other people working food. But we are, what is it, no strike? On strike. Yeah, on strike. And this people working DC 33. I mean, but like, yeah, but that's the new how you elect these black politicians, and we put in black politicians in the position of power. There's no way to cut their conscience, to cut their bank accounts. But I feel like we out in Philly, and I hope I can talk to some of you fellows out there. Everybody got something to say real quick about the strike? What else you want to know? This is a raise that she gave herself and her cabinet. 62% raise for her cabinet. We do it the first time we should talk to you. I'm saying that she gave herself a 9% increase. She was like a 15% increase. We got here, Myers, 8% increase. 52% increase. I can say we're 5%. If got the money, he had to take my work. Anyway, they were still just moving up to get a little list and then the case of the living with money. And then they said, we had for 5%, and she was losing for 8%. And then they thought, see this right? These are the scabs. These are the people breaking the picket line. Because the people come out and dump the garbage here. So they come out, they're paid by the city. The city have non-profit organizations that they fund. Remember when the city come out, you have all these fake activist groups that be coming up there talking about something. We're activists, we're part of this group, we're part of that group. All of these groups are funded by the city or funded by the mayor. So she used those groups to go get people to come out and pick up the garbage and take it away. So you see there's no unity between both of them, both sides. Both sides, like the people are split. And they're split by the politicians and by the people that control the politicians. I mean, don't care about nobody else. What do you mean? Like they got mad at me. They were mad. I don't play a little bit. I'm a guy, bro. You know the guy and all. I'm a guy, you know what we do. I mean, so like, you know, see, he took his gloves off, told him I come over here and let's go over here. Like he wanted to go over here and go fight me. Like when you do work in this community, in the hood, whatever, yo, that's where everybody always goes. Like the first thing they go to, the first line of defense is like trying to threaten you to fight. You see, but like you can't threaten me to fight. Like I'll be your huckleberry. Like I'll come over there with you. I mean, he wasn't the first one, the only one to say that. Another person came out there and said he wanted to fight too. Let me see. Let me get to him. But if you want to see the video, you'll go on YouTube. All power to the people. The whole video was on there. But if I play this whole video, we'll be here all day. But look, bro, right here, he calling me all kinds of stupid. I'm all kinds of stupid. Listen, that's what you're doing. You breaking the chat, that's what you did. See, like he wants me from one of the nonprofits. I mean, but I talked to him too. I got his telephone number. Hey, Captain Patience, do you remember his name? I say Captain Patience, but I think he gave me his number too. I mean, like, when I talked to him after I took the camera down, I was about to leave. I told him this ain't got nothing to do with you. I mean, this is way bigger than you, whatever. And he was telling me like we started agreeing and stuff. I took his telephone number down and everything. I told him I was gonna give him a call, but like you're not breaking. You know what you're talking about, though. You know what you're talking about. He came out of nowhere. You don't know what you're talking about, old head. Go ahead, educate me and tell me what I don't know. These people are trying to go inside the plantation. They want to go and master out to go work for them. That's what he's telling me. He called me an asshole. These people are trying. Those people over there, they already got the job. Like, listen to the reasoning. Listen to his reasoning. And what up to me over there? They don't no contract. They're not they work for the city. They actually work the actually, but they're not paying it. They're trying to get to what they're trying to do. No, they're still going to get paid. They're still going to get paid. They're not getting paid. They're not on contract. He's about to say they're on contract, but I'm the moron. But he's saying dumb people over there, the scabs, are trying to get in on the plantation with them, just like they're on the plantation. But he's the genius, and I'm the idiot. So they're trying to get to them. That's the way get over to I want to do it. You can go around the corner. You want to go right there? You can go around And I told you, hey yo, real talk, I'm not here to organize adults. I don't like really, bro. We cast a wide net and we try to find people. But I'm not trying to convince these people. Yo, my whole purpose of going there wasn't to go try to make that brother right there a Black Panther. I told you we highlight the contradictions to show why you don't try to make people like that join you. Yo, all he worried about is the money out there, the money that they're going to make. He's not listening to reason. I mean, listen to the reason that he applying right now. He's saying I shouldn't be mad at the scabs because the scabs are trying to get contracts and go work for the city. So I shouldn't be mad at them and shit. But I'm doing that. Even though they're cutting the kneecaps of the people that's over there striking that are already belong on the plantation and they're not getting paid, they don't have no contract. Yo, his whole logic makes no sense. But you see, like he was the second one that said, come on, let's go over there and go fight. Yo, being in these spaces is dangerous. Trying to organize in these spaces to do anything with these people is dangerous. Because their mind is so feeble. They don't even know what they're talking about. They're moving off emotions. And a dummy like me, I would go over there because I know he can't beat me. I mean, he knows he can't beat me. Because both of them, when I tell them go over there, they don't go over there. But I shouldn't even be in that position where I shouldn't even be trying to fight nobody. I should be ignoring them. But I'm a savage myself. I'm from the streets, man. I got the issues of my own that I need to deal with. Because once you tell me, like, let's fight, I ain't going to tell you, like, nah, I'm sorry, bro. But I got to evolve to that stage. We're all not perfect. But I know he ain't going to beat me. I thought he took his ass up top. That's where I'm at with it. I mean, but like I said, wasting your time trying to organize the people outside, the people that have been already socialized to think the way they're thinking. You're wasting your time. It's useless. Now, if you find people that already understand, they're already at that level, you can work with them to build the institutions that serve our people. But I'm not going out there trying to change nobody's mind, yo. I ain't got time for that. I don't care for that. I mean, that's not what I don't believe that's what my purpose here is. Because I've done that enough, and I've seen the result of that. They're too dumb. It's like the cave, that allegory, the cave. They're trying to wake the people up in that allegory, they ended up killing them. Nah, but you just talk some more. We've been here long enough for today. It's 2:35. Jesus. What's that? We started at 12 o'clock, 1, 2. That's 2.5 hours. Now, what we done? Anybody got anything? Anybody want to say anything before we pull out? Come on, before we end? Pull out. It's very free, son. Then they're not free. They ain't even let them go home. They ain't even give them no bail. Word up. So you're going to be sitting there, man. I don't know. What white person?
You were making up for last week's time.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know who did he pissed off, but they ain't trying to let that boy get out of that jail, boy. He is not going nowhere. Yeah, but anybody got anything? You hear me?
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
What's good, bro?
I want to congratulate Lovely for everybody. Love came to the 3-month class, the Panther class, and he passed his test with flying colors. Y'all gotta bring you your stuff, y'all. We gotta take you to the meeting. We had a meeting yesterday. I was trying to get you to come into the meeting, but yo, Love is a new Black Panther member, and Love, we got another one too, Shuby and DR. He passed his test too, man. But congratulations, Love. You heard?
Appreciate it, bro.
Yo, man. You working tonight?
I work overnight tonight. I'm home right now.
So what time you gonna get there?
11 o'clock.
Yeah, I ain't gonna see you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna phone you and bring you your stuff. But what time do you work tomorrow?
I work at night tomorrow.
Oh my God,
Overnight.
You trying to kill me? I'm gonna make you there when I'm gonna come out tonight or tomorrow to give you your stuff. You heard?
I bet.
But congratulations, my God. I can't wait for us to start working together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like if nobody has nothing, that's it for today, yo. I mean, but all power to the people. I live for the people. I die for the people.